Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, special edition, late night special edition now.
Very late.
You got DJ Crooked, DJ Never.
Yo, what up?
DJ Eddie McDonald, special guest host tonight. Right. And then we got Jamie the Great.
Yeah. But no, over here, D Miles.
D Miles.
I wanted him here. I wanted because he was in the corner, fucking smiling and laughing. But now he's too good for the little people. He can't do it.
D, I could have gotten you covered tonight.
Nah, bro, he need to get his ass over here now. How long is this?
He's off at 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? He might
get his ass over here.
I don't even know if he needs an introduction. We got Fatman Scoop in the business.
Thank you. Number one, I thank you for even giving me the platform.
Yeah.
And I know this sounds crazy, like it's like you got to give equal time to each politician.
No.
But I was deeply hurt by what I heard
in the Sizzahandz
in
episode.
the Sizzahandz episode.
Yeah.
And I felt like, when you say those things and make those accusations, this is not like Big Boy or Sway or something where it's just regular people. This is a podcast for DJs.
Yeah.
So now you are impeding on my ability to earn. Because I look in the comments and I see all these dick riders talking about, oh yeah, fuck Scoop, and I was there, no, you weren't. So all I want right now, I'm only asking for a couple of things. I'm asking for a fair chance to tell my side of the story.
Yeah.
I'm asking for respect, and I'm looking for full transparency. Because when I wasn't here, there were people saying, you yourself, like he said something about, he jerked me, and you're like, oh, that's foul. Cool, I can live with that.
Right.
But we have to have the same transparency when I go around this room and say, DJs, let me ask you a question. I need the same transparency from everybody in this room that y'all gave him. That's all I'm asking for. I just want a fair platform to discuss my issues and be real about it.
I mean, you got it.
You got it.
So I'm gonna start because I had to write notes because as this is happening, people are hitting me.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, let me just start by saying this. Sizz is like herpes. Okay? he anytime I get a decent look, he fucking comes right back out. You can point to every look I've ever had.
Yeah.
If it's hot, he's out. Hold on. Listen. Here's another thing. For every DJ that's out there that's listening to this podcast and saying, Scoop, you full of shit or whatever, I'm not asking for you to believe me. I'm just asking you to do your homework. If you want a dick ride, if you want to be on somebody's side, I'm not asking you to be on my side. Just all I'm asking, as I break these points down, do your homework as a DJ.
All right, so I know you got a list of points.
I do.
And I want to get into a couple of questions.
Oh, hold on, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
Yeah.
After I run everything down, I want you to ask me everything you got.
Well, I mean,
because I need to get this out first.
Okay.
And then listen, if you want to ask me whatever you want,
and
Jesus' name.
And you know what? Scoop just flew in from Ibiza.
I flew in from Ibiza.
By way of Heathrow in
exactly.
the UK, in United Kingdom.
That's a 14-hour flight.
14-hour flight. You didn't need to come here. You could have went straight to New York.
Yeah, but listen. I'm a guy that believes in the power of the media. Yeah. I've been on the radio 20 years.
Yeah.
Between Hot 97 and my own syndicated show, it's been 21, 22 years.
Yeah.
Look, I respect the game. And I will even say that you guys in this room taught me something. And here's what you taught me. As I start to do my new podcast, because I'm going to do a podcast myself, I'm going to go back to my ignorant radio days at Hot 97.
Oh, great.
I'm going to just be talking wild shit. I learned that if someone makes an accusation in the room, you have to be the devil's advocate and say, wait up, hold on. This, and this. So I'm going to give you a good example. Came in one day and said, I had an interview and he was talking about Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
But I never said nothing back.
Right.
For all kinds of purposes back then.
Right.
I just shut the fuck up. I was like, okay, let me just hear what the fuck you got to say. But I fucking come in and said things about everybody has something to say about somebody else.
Yeah.
I now have to say, wait up, hold on. I can take that information, but I have to say, listen, as devil's advocate, what would so-and-so say if they were here or but boom, 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 or whatever?
Right.
You have to do that. It's just responsible journalism. And that's one thing that I learned. And look, I'm years into the game, and I can say that I learn something every day. So, I give that up. So, first things first, I mean, had to go.
You can almost say that we didn't do that. Is that what? Like
yeah, I'm saying you didn't, but still, we all learn something every day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it myself for 20 years. So who the fuck am I to come here and beat you down about it? I'm just saying we all learn something. That's it. No harm, no foul.
Okay.
The 3 hours that I had to take to go through looking this over and watching it down, honestly, were like fucking some of the worst moments of my life. And here's why. I, number one, had to hear him say a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's number one.
Yeah.
It actually turned my stomach to hear it. And just for you, for everybody's knowledge out there, I love SZA. He's a different kind of dude. He's a fucking whatever. He's different, but I love him. And I was down to just keep it in the back. But when you take it to a public forum like this, you now, number one, you're fucking with my ability to make money, and you're fucking with my reputation. And the one thing that I can say to anybody in this room, y'all can go do your homework. Look up on me. Look at how I do business with people. Just go and do your homework. You don't even have to be on my side. Just do your homework. I had to make a document. Literally, I fucking made a document because I wanted to make sure that I touch on everything. And I'm going to start from the beginning. So, Sis said, I'm a dude from the Bronx, and that is not true. I'm from Harlem, New York, okay? I come from Schomburg Plaza. I actually lived on 109th Street and 5th Avenue, which is like the edge of Harlem into Spanish Harlem. So, I hung in Schomburg Plaza, which is right across the street on 110th, and I also hung uptown in St. Nick Projects. And then I also hung on 1199 side on First Avenue, which was Cameron.
So you were on the east and
west. And on the
Harlem.
east and west. So that's how I knew Dame Dash from being young from the 9 and all that. And then the way that and I'm going to talk about this right now, the way that I got into the business, I was a rapper. So I used to hang in St. Nick Projects in front of a building called 225. On the second floor, there used to be a guy making music every day, and we never knew what he was doing, but we used to rap, right? This guy's name was Teddy Riley. Yeah. Teddy Riley. Building 225, again, do your homework. We were the rappers of the neighborhood. I was a rapper, and I had a crew of DJs with me. And they were really, really, really fucking good, like competition DJs. Some of you out here may know them as the X-Men. Yeah. So my DJ...
That's West Harlem,
yes,
too, yeah.
Yes. My DJs were Sean C., who went on to be...
I went to high school with Sean.
Okay, so...
Cardinal Hayes.
I went to Hayes, bro.
Just fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did.
Wow,
I was 2 years old, yeah.
Oh shit!
So come on, I know all. Who was in there? Who was in there with you? Who was in there with you?
Mashburn.
No, Mashburn was in there with you. But who did Sean fuck with back then,
That's
man?
crazy. So amazing.
Your man was. He was down with Dame Dash. Gary,
Big Gary,
Big Head
Gary, Big Head Gary from 10th Street.
Yeah.
Who else was in there? The names are not coming to me right now. But I was in there 2 years ahead of you. So I was a senior. I was in 4F when you were like in 2, whatever the fuck.
Man. Okay.
Right?
This is amazing.
But listen, everybody's connected in one way or another.
Yeah.
So Sean C was my DJ, who I actually wound up getting him an internship. He went on to A&R Records and Loud Records, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, all that stuff. Then we had another DJ that was my second DJ named Steve D. Steve D was the DMC world champion, all that kind of stuff like that. Then things happened between us and Steve, and he went off and he was doing his thing with like Michael Jackson and just big shit. And then we had one of the kids in our crew, like was one of the younger kids, young at this time, like 11, 12, and he wanted to be a DJ. And we were like, well, fuck it, like, you know, like we went to his house and he was practicing on like 2 fucking stereo kind of fucking shit your mother used to use. That guy became DJ Rock Raider.
Rock Raider, yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I was thinking about Ray yesterday. Killed me the day that he died. Just all the nonsense. But the name of this collective was called the X-Men.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it later became Execution.
And then later Rob Swift came in, Sinister, all these guys came in, Dr. Butcher.
And I know Boogie Blind,
too. And Boogie Blind. Yeah. Right, so they all came in and it became the Execution.
Shout to Boogie Blind.
Yeah, shout to Boogie Blind. Shout to all of them. You know, because I talk to Rob and them all the time and stuff like that. So I was from Harlem. At that time, the biggest rapper in Harlem was Dougie Fresh. Mm-hmm. So because we had put our crew together as like a copy of them, we actually wound up because we were really good, we wound up getting in that Dougie Fresh system. So we knew Chill Will, and Chill Will is the one who took us under the wing and taught us everything, and we basically copied our whole shit after Dougie Fresh. And I was the rapper.
Chill Will was Dougie Fresh DJ.
Yes, Chill Will was Dougie Fresh's DJ with DJ Barry B.
Exactly.
So we copied everything that they did. So that happened, and then I got a contract at like, I was like 15, 16, with Teddy Riley, with GR Productions. Wow. Because Markel Riley, which was Teddy Riley's brother, which was Rex in Effect, they knew us as the rap niggas. So they were like, Teddy, yo, they're dope. This is when Puff was driving into St. Nick Projects with the cabriolet. This is like the real paid in full 80s that you hear about, right? Wow. Anyway, we got the deal, whatever. We dealt with Gene Griffin and Teddy Riley and whatever. Everything happened. We never came out with a record.
What was the name of the crew?
The name of the crew was 3 with Soul, actually.
3 with Soul?
3 with Soul, yeah. We never came out with a record. But we were with Redhead Kingpin, of course, Rex in Effect. I'm not going to say I taught Akil how to rap, but I gave him guidance. Akil from Rex in Effect. I gave him guidance about how to do it. Like, you know, I didn't say, I fucking taught him how to rap. He taught himself how to rap, and he did a good job at it. But I had a hand in that.
Was he the bald one?
They were all bald.
He was the lead rapper.
He was the lead. Oh no, Brandon, God bless the dead. Brandon had curly hair. He was the pretty boy. Yeah. But he was the lead rapper. Akil was the lead rapper. Shout to Akil. I love you, bro. What happened was so that you understand, because he just said I was a rap promoter that was giving people the records. That's absolutely a lie. I was a rapper. The deal with Teddy Riley and Gene Griffin. Teddy Riley broke away from Gene Griffin. It was over. Chill Will took us to Puff. And Puff, at that time I was rapping hard. Like I was trying to, I was rapping hard.
I mean, what was your style as a rapper?
It was like I was rapping hard, like Rakim or anybody of that day, like hard, what you would call hard rap then. So Chill Will took us to Puff, me, Sean C, and Steve D at that time. And Puff said, yo, this is dope. I'm down to sign you. Let's rock. Let's do it now. This is like right at the time. He was still at UpTown,
yeah.
But he was making the transition to Bad Boy. It was like right before he got fired. I remember. Matter of fact, it was in UpTown because I remember going in one of the rooms and Mary J. Blige had 2 like puffs, or like back then, and that Mary's a fucking icon. She didn't even put a record out yet. I was just walking by, hey, how you doing, girl? Like that kind of shit. Then Puff said, I want to sign you, but here's what I want to do. And again, DJs, do your homework. If you think I'm lying, ask Puff. He said, yo, I want to put you in a suit and tie. And first I want you to rap hard for the streets. Then I'm going to put you in a suit and tie and let you be for the ladies. Who did that person wind up becoming?
Biggie. Yeah.
He had that idea from the beginning, man.
Wow.
Listen, Biggie wasn't for me. I wasn't supposed to be Notorious B.I.G.
But that's like the heavy D.
The heavy D formula. The heavy D formula. I learned early that although I knew the killers and the real niggas from my hood, I wasn't no killer. So if you rap and you do that, but you're not a killer, eventually they're going to test you out in the streets.
Yeah, they're going to pull your card.
They're going to pull your card. So when people see Fatman Scoop, I don't care if it's a gangster, a killer, a politician, whatever, they all start going like this. No matter what. Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, because I'm known for that.
Yes.
But what if I was the guy who was acting like a gangster? That's why when you have these guys that talk tough, going into Cleveland, going into Texas, going into wherever, you got the niggas from that town that's like, oh, you real? Let's see how real you are. And that's why you have that. But anyway, so that happened, didn't work. I knew in my heart that I couldn't do it, right? So we came back months later, maybe 2 months later, with a different demo. Now I'm getting into my real shit, what I really feel in my heart. Sounded like De La Soul, some experimental shit. Puff said to me, yo, what the fuck is this, man? The fuck is this that you giving me, man? He said, I can't do nothing with this. I said, yo, Puff, I don't feel the tough shit in my heart, man. I just don't feel it. I said, listen, how about I do something else? And he was like, I said, can I do something like in the business? And he was like, you'd be great for record promotion. And I was like, what's that? He said, yo, man, we give you the records, you go to the radio station, you talk to the fucking guys, and you get the record on the radio. You funny, all that shit. It'll work. You can do it. Come down on Monday. So I bet I'll be down here. During that weekend, Diamond D, Joe Kirkland, went to Hayes in my year.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I go to Diamond D and I'm like, yo, bro, you know anything about record promotion? He like, yeah. I said, listen, Chemistry is a small label. I think I'm going to get kind of caught up in fucking, Uptown getting fucking coffee and shit. I said, can I come down to Chemistry? He said, yeah.
That was part of Mercury, right?
Yeah,
Mercury
but Chemistry's a small label,
Yeah.
5 people in the label. He said, come down. I'm going to introduce you to my dude, Dow Lockhart.
Who was on that label?
Diamond D, L.O.G.,
Yeah.
Okay.
Poison Posse, which was like fucking, I don't remember. But it was a bunch of fucking people in there, right? So I go down there on a Monday, right? This is like a little while later. This is as I'm working and stuff like this. Now I got a little job or whatever because my mother's like, listen, I love you with the rap shit, but you're going to have to do something to get some money. You can stay here, but you got to do something. I went down to the job. I went down to Chemistry. My man he said, Diamond said, you're okay, you're good with me. You want to be an intern? No problem. There were a bunch of interns in there running around, calling chicks on the phone, trying to show off the shit. I had a kid now, because this is a little further down the line. I had a kid. So now I'm saying I got to do something to, my kid's coming. My kid's on the way. So the guy, Dow Lockhart, gave me 27,000 CDs to open because he had made a typo mistake. And he gave me, you ever seen them fucking artists, those artists razors that it's like a triangle? I had to open up like 27,000 things. It took me like about 7 or 8 days doing it, like, because I would work from 7 to 3. I would take, instead of going to lunch, I would take the lunch hour off, take a shower, and run down to Chemistry Records. I did it anyway. Long story short, he said, oh shit, you real. Sweep the floor. All right, cool, whatever. They had me doing a bunch of shit. One day he said, here's a list. Call all these people and make sure they got the record. It was like the fucking D list. Did it. He said, well, call them now. Call them. And I got to know all those people. Then he said, here's the C list. So call those motherfuckers. I ain't got no time for them. Did the same thing. Start killing it. B list, same thing. Then he saw me, like, I'm doing it now. He said, I'm going to give you some of the people on my A list and I'm going to focus on, like, the real dudes. I did it. Next thing you know, about 5 months later, this is 5 or 6 months of sleeping 4 or 5 hours a day, because at that time I used to live in the Bronx with my girlfriend who became my first wife. I fucking was killing it, and I got a phone call from Albie Ragusa, Tommy Boy. And now at this time, Tommy, he was the fucking man. Like, he was the fucking man. So to get a call, he was the guy who was doing all the shit on the back of the source. He was the fucking man. So I said, hey man, what's going on? What's happening? He said, I want to offer you a job. So how you gonna offer me a job? I'm a fucking intern. He said, I know what you are. I followed up on you, but here's what I know. Every time I call a DJ, in all the markets. I say, well, who the 3 people you just talked to? Your name was on it. And you coming to work at 3 o'clock. I want you to come. Well, met Tom Silverman, met Monica Lynch. It gave me a job, and then I ran the rap marketing. I ran the rap promotion department, and I was under Albie Goose in marketing.
Can you briefly explain exactly what you did?
Because
there's a new generation that don't
I'm going to explain
yeah.
that because Sis said he's just some guy that fucking just hands out records. No. What I did was I went to the Funkmaster Flexes, the Big Boys, the fucking Big Tiggers, the Frans and Wongs. The Frans and Wongs of the world.
Friends and
I went to Franny, like I've known Franny for God knows how long. And my job was to befriend them, to have a relationship, and use that relationship to get my records played. It wasn't like it is now. Like, motherfuckers was happy with a T-shirt and a bandana. It's not like that. Like, you can just give a motherfucker a T-shirt and just, I'm down, and let's roll. That was my job, to make sure every DJ had it and played it. And I was really, really good at that shit. Mm-hmm. So what happened with Tommy Boy, so you understand, was okay, cool.
Very good.
So I was breaking the fucking records. I broke all of Coolio's records. That Fantastic Voyage, I broke that shit. I broke Total. Give me all the chicken heads for Chastadina Timothy. I made sure that shit got broke on the radio. I broke some of the later Naughty by Nature records, some of the later De La Soul records, because I wasn't there. I came at the second end of their career. Mm-hmm. So I was the guy who knew all of the radio DJs across America, and that was the precursor to Fatman Scoop. So I wasn't just some fucking guy giving out records. What happened with that was, and I'm going to just say this and we're going to move on, I wound up, because I had my own style, my own lingo, and my own way of doing things, it was infectious in the office. So Tom Silverman and Monica Lynch had an idea. They're like, yo, fuck that. Put him on the back of the fucking thing. So what they did was they were almost making me the star, so that when I got on the phone with the DJs, they were like, oh shit, it's the Fatman Scoop is on the phone. Let me fucking take the call. Because that was like another level of power. So
I mean, I don't know if it was the Rocksteady Park Jam or something, but I did see you, and I was a youngin'.
Yeah, you
and I said, yo, and I would just yell Tommy Boy.
Yeah, because I was synonymous with Tommy Boy now.
And I remember you from the Source, being in the back of the Source magazine with Tommy Boy t-shirt.
Yeah, so I had that. I did the golf one, I did the basketball one, and everybody was laughing at the label except Albie, right? So they all like, they were behind my back, they were calling me a fucking mascot. I'm good because I know what I'm gonna turn this shit into. And I fucked around, and then I got to the point where they didn't know what to do with me. Because now if I would have wanted to rap, I would have been an artist. I was like close to fucking. I just never told them I rap. I could have been an artist. Now when it comes to,
but why is that?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me just break this down.
Yeah.
I bust my ass doing that job at Tommy Boy. I used to work like anywhere between 12 and 20 hours a day. I would open the office and close the office. So one time we were in a meeting, and Tom Silverman pulled out a pie chart, and he was like, this is the car service. He was like, this one little sliver, 1% is everybody else. He said the rest is Fatman Scoop. Wow. And they all started laughing, like clowning me. I said, let me break something down to you. When y'all go to the ADT system, who's the first one in here? I said, when y'all go to the ADT system, who's the last one leaving this motherfucker at like 1 in the morning? And I'm going to the clubs, then I'm going to my house, and I'm waking up early enough to go see Ed Lover and Dr. Dre in the morning. So who's doing that here? The room got silent. They were like, yo, we're going to buy you a fucking car. But I wound up leaving before that happened. I don't know what being on the back of the Source would be the equivalent of today. What would be the equivalent of that?
That's a good thing, man. I don't know.
What would the equivalent of that be, man?
I mean, I would say the Source signified hip hop. So if you were in hip hop, you had to buy the source. You had to buy it. So it
What would the media equivalent of that shit be?
It would be something like one of those like social media, like the Shade Room or
Yeah, I'd
Baller
be like
Nuts,
the face of the fucking Shade Room or some shit like that. Yeah, like that's wild, but that's what it would be.
Or you'd be
Complex,
yeah.
like Sway or somebody.
I'd be something. I'd be like fucking
Hype Beast or something.
yeah, whatever the fuck it was. That's what I would be. But so I got that, and so then I wound up doing that so much. I was at Hot 97 every day, promoting records to Ed Lover and Dr. Dre and making sure Dre spins the records. I was there so much that my language and my style rubbed off on them. So they would be saying all my excuse me for spitting, brother. I don't want to spit in your face.
Okay.
I know Sizz was spitting too or whatever. You just in the spit position, bro. You're in the position for getting spit.
Yo.
Sorry. It is right. Don't sit in that fucking chair. Let him sit in there. I was at Hot 97 every morning. Mm-hmm. So my language and my ways were rubbing off on Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. So they would be like, get at me, brother. Right on, brother. Dynamite. Solid gold. Right on. And that got the attention of Steve Smith. And that's how I got the job at Overnights on Hot 97. So that's the truth.
Damn.
It's real shit right there.
That's amazing.
I remember your overnight show.
Yeah. I used to curse. I used to do everything
I was working in a toll booth on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Look at that. That's a blessing. Look at where you at now. No toll booth, no fucking toxic gas.
No hair.
No hair. That's probably because you were out there fucking inhaling all that shit. So I'm going to go on to how I came to deal with Riz and Sizz.
So from Sizz says that you met up with Riz at the station, right?
Okay, so here's a
Yeah.
story. Riz is a legend in this game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So back then there was just Hot 97. It was the only station on the planet playing music. Other than that, you had college radio. So college radio would be the 97 of now, or like, you know, that's all you had. You had P. Fine, you had all these guys with Stretch and Bobito,
right. Mm-hmm.
And then you had Wildman Steve and Riz.
Yeah.
Riz was the DJ. Because I was the radio guy, I knew Riz, right? Sizz didn't know that because he was over there doing whatever he was doing. I was riding home one day, and I heard DJ Sizzahandz, Crooklyn Clan, DJ Riz, Crooklyn Clan. Now, this is around the time that I'm thinking about making this record. And I said, well, who the fuck is DJ Riz? So I go in at 12 o'clock, and I'm like, yo, Flex, who the fuck is Riz? He says, it's Riz. Let's get the fuck out of here. I call Riz, and immediately, that's how it gets set up. I meet them in front of a church in Canarsie. Sizza says, yo, say something. It's like, well, what the fuck you want me to say? He said, fucking say hands up. And I was like, hands up! And he fucking went berserk. He was like, we got our own fucking sample machine. I went back the next day and we started working on what became Hands Up. Sizza at 9:28 in this thing, at least on my clock, he said the first demo was trash.
He said you brought a demo in, yeah.
When I tell you that fucking demo was the worst fucking thing that you could ever hear in life, it was fucking basura. It was fucking garbacho. It was fucking terrible. He said he would give 10,000 for the demo. I would give 50 for that. Damn. I would give 50 for someone that had that demo.
What was going on? What were you doing?
I just didn't. I had listened to Let Me Clear My Throat by DJ Cool, who, shout to DJ Cool, he is like a father to me in this.
But he was kind of rapping on that a little bit, right?
But Cool was like a father to me on it because he's the first one that I heard do that. Now, I knew how to do that kind of shit, crowd participation, because I grew up in the Dougie Fresh system. Right. Yeah. So I already knew what the fuck I was doing. Like, I'm going to put out some videos in a couple of weeks where I'm performing and you're going to see me fucking grab the mic with one hand. And like, I've been doing this shit for a long time.
Right.
I had the Dougie Fresh training, but I couldn't put it together the right way. That song is so fucking terrible that if I had it, I'd literally fucking have my head. I wouldn't. I'm scared to even hear it. That's how bad it was. Damn. So I knew I needed the sound. I knew I needed the sound. Like
when you say the sound, you
I just knew I needed something different. And I didn't. Number two is another thing. The kind of person I am. I didn't
Yeah.
want to rip off DJ Cool. I wanted to do my own shit.
So I mean, do you kind of?
I didn't want to copy. Cool. So I wanted my own shit.
But do you credit that? Because Sizzahandz' main point was that you guys put it like obviously you guys put it together like that was your sound as a
Collective.
collective. Yes.
Yes, 100%.
It was your voice, but it was
Bro,
their direction.
Of course.
Kind of. Yeah.
Of course. Nobody could ever take that from SZA.
Right.
No one ever tried to take that from him. But he's in here acting like a fucking maniac. So, like I said, I have respect for Cool, because Cool is like the father of Fatman Scoop.
Right.
Then you've got Dougie Fresh and Brucey B and Love Bug Starsky with the bomb diddy bomb da bang da bang. Those guys are the grandfather of Fatman Scoop. Then you have DJ Hollywood from Harlem,
of course.
who is the first dude to go in a spot and you know how we do sets for 2 hours? He was the first dude to go in for an hour, kill it, and fucking do it. He was the first one rocking the mic, even before Kool Herc. Now, I look at him and Kool Herc together. It just happened at the same time. Hollywood probably didn't get the recognition that Herc did, and Herc deserves every fucking piece of recognition that he's got. Yeah. So I just know that those two things were happening at the same time because I was schooled by Hollywood and I read the book. So I understood what was going on. Those guys, without me, there's no Fatman Scoop. At 10:25, and my thing, Sizz said that we wrote the records together, and he's 100% right about that. There's no doubt about that. I wrote the chants, I would voice them, and then we would arrange them. Sometimes they told me one thing, I took one thing from them,
And he said like you would. Was it?
You repeated 3
You would
times.
just repeat it like 4 times.
Yeah, that's exactly 100% right. Like I would say, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, and then they would take it and they would do whatever the fuck they do, quantize and whatever. Because he always say fucking quantize. He would run that fucking word in the ground. And then what would happen is they would come back and they would put it together the way they wanted. And then I would come back and we would literally argue to like, fuck you. And everybody was getting motherfucked about the arrangement of the song.
When the beats came in.
No, just what sample went here. Maybe
Right.
maybe they took hands up and they put it over at the end. I was like, no, it got to be at the front. Or it got to be at the break. And we would just do like that until we felt it was right. And that's how it happened. Absolutely, it was a 3-man effort. Period. Absolutely, unequivocally, it was a 3-man effort. That's a fact.
And then, what was the feeling you had when you heard that sound for the first time?
It was amazing. Like I felt a blessing. I was blessed.
But you knew it was some shit.
You never know it's the shit. Like, you think the man that made Rocky, you think he came out the studio like, yo, this shit is gonna be
but
an anthem for
you must have known when you heard your voice on that shit.
Yeah, but you never really know. You have an idea, but you never really know what's
because in your
be.
head y'all were just fucking around.
Yeah, we were just doing our shit. So I'm gonna get back to so you have an understanding of why I even became Fatman Scoop on this level. This is why I became Fatman Scoop.
Well, I'm bringing this up because I also want to emphasize the fact that I know you're here to clear things up, but I
100%.
also want to emphasize the fact that there is a love and it was like an amazing thing that you guys put together.
Listen,
what
bro,
I mean?
Bro,
and
this was past amazing. This was like a Jesus moment. That's why I get upset because of the way things happen.
Right.
But I'm going to delve into that, and I'm going to deep dive into that in a minute.
Yeah.
The reason that I became Fatman Scoop was not because I wanted to fucking do this. Here's the story. When you are a radio promo guy, you get to know people.
Yeah.
So you get to know all the DJs, you have a relationship with them. My brother he was in high school, he had grown up during all this time I'm working records, and he had wanted to go to college. He wanted to go to Hampton University. My parents had money, but they didn't have real money to spend 50 to break 50 off to do this. So I heard DJ Cool let me clear my throat, and I was like, fuck, I can do that. That's crowd participation. Fuck it, let me do this. And that's how I went to them and did that, right? The only reason I even ever made those records was to get enough money to put my brother through school. I was like, if I can make a record and make $500 a show, I can do 100 shows and I can put them through the first year of Hampton University and my parents don't got to worry about it. Long story short, I did that, He went to school. He got out of school. He went on the road with me for 2 or 3 years. He went to Cardinal Hayes. He went on the road with me for 2 or 3 years. He said, you know something? I want to be my own man. I got him an internship at Razor Sharp Records with RZA. He left there. He went to TVT with Theo, right? He went there. He did the internship, got a call from Def Jam. Him and Steve Carlos got hired at the same time to become the promo department. They became the promo department. He befriended a guy named Rick Ross who had a record called Hustlin'. They fucking had a great relationship, loved each other. He said, I'm starting something called Maybach Music. I want you to be the president of Maybach Music. Wow. So my brother's name is Young Sav. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but his name is Young Sav. Now, he did that for years. Ross doesn't have a situation anymore yet, so that kind of went to the side. He has his own artist named Flip De Niro, who
has a huge song.
Pop it right now.
Right,
a huge song. Yeah.
Huge song, and I'm gonna go into that real quick. Right, so now he found that kid, he manages that kid, and now they're getting ready to take it off because it's on Khaled's label. So when I first came out with Be Faithful, I was a promo guy. But I needed another guy to help me. It was a guy named Chris LaMonica from Loud Records. And he helped me take that record all around the country, and we worked it. And that's why that record became a hit, because people said, oh shit. I was telling people, yo, I'm doing this to put Kendall through school. They were like, word? You doing this to put your little brother through? We know Kendall. Cosby Kendall was like, yeah, I know little Kendall. And they heard the record. They were, not only is this shit dope, but you putting him through school, we helping him. Gone. Kendall turned around and did the same shit with DJ Khaled. So when Khaled's early records, Kendall and Khaled were the ones who moved those records around. And that's why he got signed to We the Best, because Kendall was part of like Khaled's team, basically. Mm-hmm. So they all came around a circle, and all my blessings, I got my brother through school, I got him to a place in life, and that's why Be Faithful, Hands Up, and all those records are big. It ain't because of Sizzahandz, it ain't because of the radio, it's because it was done with God's love, man. I did something for somebody other than myself, and that's why this is moving 20 years later. Facts.
Shit.
It's real shit that I'm just giving you. I know maybe nobody give a fuck about it, but it means a lot to me. So when SZA comes up here and say this kind of shit, I gotta come and say what it really is. So anyway, the first person to play it, because he said the first person was Ted Dillinger, maybe in the club, but the first person to play that record ever was Flex on the radio. Back then we used to have acetates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got the acetate from the press and shit, and I took it to Hot 97. This was the Hands Up record. Flex got the acetate direct from the facility. I fucking gave it to him, and I said, maybe I'll play it in a day or two, whatever. I gave it to him early in the day. That night, I heard, where my niggas is? I said, oh shit, Flex is playing it already. So I never had a conversation. I walked in at 12 o'clock like I didn't know what the fuck happened. I didn't say nothing. Next day, where my niggas at? The next day, the day and like for 5 or 6 days, because he's the only dude with it.
Right.
Then I get the test pressings. I put the test pressings in the air booth. If you ever been in Hot 97, there's an air booth. There's a big table. I put the test pressings in there. Shit was gone. I said, okay, fuck, all right. I never forget my man Jerry, a.k.a. Nobody. He called me one day. He was like, yo, this shit is booming in the streets. This shit is booming. And if you listen, like Sis said, the production was crazy on that because there was a dude named Petey Mix, and he mixed the record high. He mixed the record high. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but he mixed the record high. Who the fuck mixes records high? Thank you, Petey, in Jesus' name, but you mixed the record high and you know that. Who mixes records high, bro? Who the fuck No, there's probably many people that mix it.
Nah,
more people than you fucking know that mix the record high, right? So then, later on, SZA, in this interview, SZA says that he never asked for permission to sample any of these records. That's a lie. Because I was the one who would ask for permission. Being that I was on Hot 97, I would go to the label. I wouldn't go to the label, I would go to the artist. So I went to Buster first. I say, yo, Buster, I'm gonna use your shit. Yeah, all right, whatever. Remember, it's Hot 97, only station in the format in the country. So whatever we wanted to do, we did it, right?
Yeah. You had that leverage.
We had that leverage. Where you at? I didn't go to DMX. I went to Mike Kaiser at Def Jam. I said, yo, bro, I'm gonna use this. Go ahead, do your shit. Be Faithful, I went to Puff. And I was like, yo, Puff, I got this record now. This is Puff at Bad Boy now. So now he's sitting behind a table with fucking, it's all glass diamonds in the table. It's like, it looks like a bunch of glass diamonds, like fucking a big table, like just diamonds like that. Yeah. I go in with the dat, and I'm like, fuck your basketball. So I go and I say, yo, bro, this is the demo of the song we got called Be Faithful. We sampling Faith Evans. We sampling Love Like This. So he takes it, and Puff go, okay, and he puts it in the fucking dat machine, right? And back then there were 2 ways. The whole time the record's on, you got a $100 bill. He's just like, yo, give me some fucking salad. Like, you know, like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Like, you know, like, just general puff shit. Delegating. Yo, I told you it's fucking Thursday. And all I doing the fucking 2-way. He's like doing the 2-way everything, right? So I take it out. Now I got my head down. So I take the dat out, and I'm like, well, what did you think? And Puff was like, yeah, man. So I walked out, and I was dejected. I couldn't believe. He made me think that was the worst fucking record in the history of records. 3 or 4 weeks later, I'm working at High 97 midnight. I get a phone call. Now, in the radio, when you work in radio, you have a hotline, which is for artists. You have a warm line for artists, and you have the hotline for artists. Then you got some other shit. That's like the owner. If you get that fucking one, you might as well just pack your bags and leave. The fucking third line rings. I'm like, oh shit, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck? I was cursing. I know I was cursing. I fucked up, right? I pick up the phone, and it's Puff in the club. And you can hear in the back, you got a $100 bill, get your hair paid. You can hear all that shit. And you can hear the crowd roaring. He said, yo, Scoop, this shit is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I said, yo, bro, you told me it was garbage 3 weeks ago. I don't give a fuck. It's hot. And then he hung up the phone. And that's when I knew that Be Faithful was going to be some shit.
Wow.
That's when I knew.
That's amazing.
That's when I knew that Be Faithful was going to be some shit. And like I said, I just asked for permission like that because we were the most powerful outlet. And I had a program director named Tracy Cloherty. And Tracy Cloherty, if you fuck with any of her employees, she will shut you down. Like she'll take all your fucking records off from her label off, and that's it. So we had a lot of power that we were yielding at that time.
It's crazy. Wow.
So
Insane.
Yeah, this is real shit. So like I said, I told y'all, you know, my brother, and I want to say this, my brother being Young Sav and getting ready to start his own dynasty, he actually comes from the Crooklyn Clan tree. So I got to give that up. Because no Fatman Scoop, no Crooklyn Clan. I mean, they were doing their own thing, and I was doing my own thing, but it wouldn't be Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan. It would just be Crooklyn Clan. It would be whatever I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Together, we created something that took my brother to another level, and now he's doing it. So inadvertently, he's part of that tree. You know, like, he's part of that tree. You asked him who were the force behind the chants for Be Faithful. Mm-hmm. And everything he said about Be Faithful was 100% correct.
Well, he said you wrote a lot of the kind of ad-libbing.
Nah, I wrote the chants, bro. I wrote the chants, and that's a fact. Like, you can go ask Riz that. I would bring all the chants, and then they would be like, okay, this don't work. Yo, how about saying this? And some of the chants, like the majority of the chants that I wrote, we would use, and some stuff they would do. I wrote the majority of it. Be Faithful, I had everything written down, because these were like things that I had said in the club, and it worked. Mm-hmm. So back then it was like Sammy Z, Club Hollywood, Tipped Ins, all that shit. If you from New York, you know that shit, right? Yeah, this is like,
I haven't heard
yo,
that.
bro, I'm young, but I'm old too. Like, I gotta fucking give it up. The $100 bill was the playoff for the Benjamins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got $100 bill, get your hands up, all that. Single ladies make noise, chicken heads was something I said. All the chicken heads, be quiet. I used to say that in the club. Or for fucking hands up. Whoop, 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 whoop was just Jay-Z sample. Engine number 9 was SZA. That was him all the way. That was him. He was like, yo, we got to put this shit in here. I was like, okay. Hey Ho was because of my love of Naughty by Nature, which is a whole nother story, man. Me and Naughty by Nature got like history, bro. But from me working at, they saved my life, man. I was gonna get fired because I was on the road with them, and I said something against Tommy Boy, right? And when I came back from the road, I was in Houston. When I came back, everybody was looking at me weird. I was like, what happened? They said, yo, you went against the label, man. Yo, they've been talking about you all day. So they were like, yo, you're going to get fired. I went and got my box, and I filled my box up with my shit, and I was like, I gave everybody a pound. My man Brian Adams, Tom Bracamontes, all the Mike Becci, Victor Lee, all the people that I worked in promo.
Man, I know
yo, Victor Lee, man. Victor Lee, Mike Bracamontes, Mike Becci. Tom Bracamontes, Mike Becci, all these guys are the guys I came up with. So, you know, they were the ones who taught me with the real shit.
So I used to give him in my promos on Fridays.
Exactly.
Go hit Strictly Rhythm, go hit.
Exactly.
You know.
They were gonna fire me. I got all my shit and I put it in a box, and I was just waiting for the call. I called Tretch back then. There was no nothing, like you had to beep somebody and then call back or whatever. Yeah. And Tretch called back, and because he knew it was my code. I said, yo, man, listen, I love you. Thank you for everything you did, man. You've been real. You've been one of the realest motherfuckers to me ever. I love you, man. He said, why are you talking like you fucking dying? He said, because they're gonna fire me. He said, give me 5 minutes. Hung up the phone. He said, give me 5 minutes. He hung up the phone. I got a call, and Tom Silverman called me into his office. He was like, listen, they just told me that if you get fired, they're coming down here with all of Newark, and they're going to throw rats in here, and they're going to fuck people up in here.
Jersey
they're
will
going
be
to
in the
fuck people up in here. He said, so you're not getting fired today.
Good move, Tom.
So here's what's going to happen. You are now in charge of anything Naughty by Nature. Because obviously he fucks with you. He don't answer our phone calls. He don't do nothing. You're in charge of Naughty by Nature now. Wow. If we need anything, we deal with you. And then the man wrote me a check. I'm not going to say how much he wrote me a check for, but it was a bonus. Wow. And he put it in my pocket. I went back to my room. I said, what the fuck just happened?
So, yeah, what would have been a termination actually was an upgrade.
It was a fucking upgrade.
It was a promotion,
so,
yeah.
To this day, when I see Tretch, I have nothing but love for him, KG, and Vin.
And just in case our listeners don't know, Tom Silverman is the president, owner of Tommy Boy Records.
Yeah, owner of Tommy Boy Records.
And then, so what is it that you said, or what was it? Were you like, do you remember what you were saying?
I don't remember what I said. It was like something like they were arguing with the label, with Tom Silverman or whoever it was, Steve.
And you were siding with Naughty
and I was siding with them because I believe in right and wrong. I don't play that kind, and that's kind of the reason that me and Sis don't see eye to eye, because I play from a right and wrong place. Mm-hmm. And when I got back, they were firing my ass like a cheap pistol. My fucking code for the ADT didn't even work. I said, oh shit. When the code for the ADT didn't work and I had to ask the lady, I said, okay, I'm fucked now. So then I knew it was real. Then I was walking through the hallways and I looked like, it was like I had the plague.
Wow.
He said, yo, I said, man, I love you. I was saying all kinds of shit like I'm walking to death row. He said, yo, just chill. Got hung up. Tom Silverman hit me, come to the office, because it was before email, there was something called, I forget what the name of it is, but it was an inter-office shit where you could hit people and let them know, because the office was huge. He said, listen, you are now in charge of Tommy Boy. You're not getting fired today, but you're in charge now, because he won't talk to us, he won't fuck with us, but he told me, if y'all fire that man, we're coming down here with Newark, New Jersey, and we bringing the rats with us. Because they would take the rats and throw it in Tommy Boy. They would do that shit all the time.
Fatman, yeah, I want to ask you a question. I heard that back in the days when they got into beef with Naughty by Nature got into beef with the label. They'll come into the office with rats and throw it in the office. And snakes, everything.
So that fucking National Geographic. Real shit. No shit. To this day, when I see Tretch on site, like I'm going to see Tretch in November at R&B Fridays, a concert I'm doing with me, Salt and Pepper, fucking Usher, Lil Jon, like all kinds of people. With Naughty's on there.
Where's that at?
It's in Australia.
Oh.
So whenever I see him, I always got love for him. When you roll with Naughty by nature, you rolled a different way. So here's the deal. If you are out on the road, we don't give a fuck if you publicity, marketing, rap promo, anybody. If there's a fight that happens and you don't swing, you getting fucked up. I remember we were in a club in Houston one time, and a dude, you remember when Tretch used to wear that big fucking
chain?
A dude said like this in Houston. He grabbed it and he looked at it like, "Fuck is this?" Tretch was standing flat-footed, and he said, "Boom!" From a flat foot, like bang! He hit the dude. The dude fell out, and as he was getting knocked out, they dragged him out the club and threw him outside. Real shit. So we can go through this.
So
yeah,
I want to go back to
and there was no draft for Be Faithful, like he said. I never sequenced the records. I never had anything to do with that. They did that. So there is no one better in this business that can take Fatman Scoop vocals and make them something than Sizzahandz. Period. There is no one in this world that I trust more with my vocals than Sizz.
Well, that's what I want to get on that because he was saying that you would call him in to do vocals on other people's records.
No, because we weren't even together really like it.
You remember when he did mention that you would get nervous in the studio or you were
Why
more
would
comfortable?
I be mic shy? I was fucking a rapper already. Like,
but that's what
I don't
I'm
know
saying,
what he's talking about.
That.
This is what he said.
Yeah, he said it when you had to go work with Timbaland, and he didn't
even know Timbaland. He wasn't even there. Go do the chronology. He wasn't even there for that.
Oh.
That was way after. Again, DJs, do your homework, man. Somebody go on social media and ask Timbaland if he even knows Sizzahandz. Mm-hmm. That's a lie. It's a lie. He wasn't there for the beat nuts either. A lie. Don't lie, bro. That's all my problem is, don't lie. He sat up here and told y'all that there was a $20,000 check for a movie. That is a lie. It was an $8,000 check to be split between four of us for what movie? I'm going to get the movie right here.
Save the Last Dance?
No, it was another movie.
It was the
Office House Party.
Office Party.
Now, there may have been maybe some residuals after that, or airplay, or ASCAP, or sound exchange. But the deal was for like $8,000. I don't need the front. No, so what? They gave me $8,000. It's a fucking record that has 42 different publishers on it.
Wow.
You know how much that is?
That's
40, a fact. 42 people. Imagine us getting 42 people in this room and try to get them to agree on something. Right. Mm-hmm. So our cut of that was $8,000. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Yo, $20,000 check. That's a good check. $35 shirt." No, it's $8,000. Be a man. Tell the truth, man.
Scoop, who was the fourth on it? When you said it was split, was it your brother was the fourth or no?
The four people were me, Riz, Sizz, and Mark Petricone of 88 Records.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And this is where we go. Now we're starting to get into it. Mm-hmm. The success of those records were me, Riz, and Sizz, but it was also 88 Records.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
and that's why in the contract, I have it was cut into 4 pieces, 25% each. But we're gonna get into that, okay? So I'm gonna tell you how I knew the record was a hit. Be Faithful. I knew the record was a hit because of the vinyl and the air booth tests. So every time I put out a record, I put the vinyl in the air booth. So DMX, where you at? It took about 3 or 4 days for the fucking vinyl to go. Like, it was slow on where you at. It was a cool record. It was good. When Hands Up, when I put Hands Up out, the vinyl was going immediately. I put another one there, vinyl going immediately. I put another one there, vinyl going immediately. That means that Jazzy Joyce, Coco Chanel, Flex, Cypher Sounds, Enough, they all had grabbed it because, we'd be in there during the day. So when I came back at night, I said, okay, this is a good record, it's cool. I put the vinyl out for Be Faithful. That shit was gone by the time I came back. I said, okay, oh fuck. I went in my car and I got another vinyl, another box like 50. The next day, I waited. It was gone. I got there at 10 o'clock. I said, fuck this. Let me see something. I went and got 2 boxes of vinyl. For the next day, that shit was gone. I was like, okay, something is right about this, man. When it was like 12 or 13 weeks into the record, and Jazzy Joyce was playing it somewhere. And that was just the moment that I knew that it was big.
Right.
Again,
I mean, you were instrumental in getting that record out to the DJs and getting that out to the public. 100%.
Here's the facts.
Yeah.
That record would have been cool. It would have been, them Fatman Scoop records would have been good if they did them. They would have been solid records.
Yeah.
But when you know every DJ in every market that is the difference maker, that is the Flex, the Franz and Wong, the fucking Big Von, the Big Boy, the fucking LA Leakers, when you know every DJ and they fuck with you and they playing this, that's what made it happen. But I want to say this. That is what gets it on the air. The real reason that those records go is because of you guys.
Yeah.
It's the guys that nobody knows, the guys that do the wedding, the guys that do the fucking bar mitzvah, the guys that DJ with 50 people in the room, the guys that are over here, the guys on the fucking cruise boat, the guys here, the guys there.
It still works. It's still to this day.
But that's the Flexes and the Franzens and the LA Leakers and the DJ AOs and the DJ Envies, they make the record out there. But the little guys that you don't see, that's the fucking army.
Yeah.
So you guys made this happen. We got it out there, but you made it happen. And that's a fact.
Damn.
Bottom line. So I will say Save the Last Dance was a big check. Now here's why Save the Last Dance was a big check. Here's why Save the Last Dance was a big check. Because they made a deal with me where I redid the vocals. They took another beat and put it on there. So now we don't have the 42 people on our back. Yo. So we got cut a check. In Jesus' name. We got cut a check for that. Sis said in the interview that they quote unquote taught Mark Petricone a lesson. Right?
Yeah.
With Thug Anthem.
With Thug Anthem.
Yeah.
So that right there, during that time, is where the problem started. Here's why.
He didn't go into detail on that.
So I'm going to go into detail for you. They had a contract with Mark Petricone where they got paid a certain amount. I don't know how much it was, but they were supposed to deliver like 5 records for that money. They gave him the shit. And then when it came time for Thug Anthem, they took that and ran with themselves, with it. Keep in mind, I had a contract in 15-16. I knew about contracts. Like, and Sean C and all of them will tell you, Steve D, when we were negotiating the contract when we were kids, they wanted to sign it. I was like, no, bro, we not signing this shit till it's right. Gene Griffin wouldn't give us our G-Arc jackets and all that shit because we didn't sign. I was like, fuck that jacket. I'm not signing this till it's right. Then I went and worked at a real legit record label with real legit business affairs people, marketing people. So I knew what was right and what was wrong. Just like I said to you a while back, I'm not about with Naughty by Nature. I almost lost my job because it was an issue of right and wrong. Mm-hmm. That's where I live in that place of right and wrong, period. So that's like you giving me $100,000 to do 4 records. I give you the bullshit ones. Then when it's time for the fucking heater, I take that off on my own and just do my own shit. Yeah. What part of the game is that? What part of the game is that? Now, you can say what they had issues with Mark on their own.
So you're saying that's what
I'm
they
not
did.
discussing it. Yeah, that's what they did. It ain't. He sat there and said it. They taught Mark Petricone a lesson. Yeah. What was the lesson?
But what was the beat?
Hold on. Then one of you said you got the Wright brothers from them, right?
I got it. Yeah, from
you
Riz.
didn't get it from 88, right?
No, I got it from Riz.
Okay, so that means that they had a deal to deliver these records, but when they had the heater, they didn't give it to him so he could recoup his money and move. They did it themselves. So what part of the game, since we all DJs and we all asking, is that fair? Just it. No, listen. You can say what you want. We dealing with transparency.
I'm taking it all in right now.
So what you're trying to say is that they got a contract and they knew that let's just give them a bunch of bombers, and then Thug Anthem. This is the joint. The contract stands for what? 4 songs or whatever.
Did they give it to him?
I don't know.
It was during that time. Did they give it to him?
No.
To Mark, they didn't give him.
So they should have gone.
They should have gave it to Mark. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
But why did they want to?
What was the
teach
lesson?
him a lesson?
Okay,
what was the lesson? Was he not paying them?
They had issues with him that they said that he didn't pay royalties and all that stuff.
Right.
But now this is where I'm gonna take you to record company 101. All of these records are stolen. Will we agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as
they're all sample records that are stolen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that if a record company comes to you and decides to sue you, they're gonna sue your pants off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with me coming from a real record company, when I sold the record to Mark, I sold it because he is accepting all of the risk on
the
this.
liability.
All the liability. So I'm gonna give you a good example. Mark Petricone gets a letter from Arista Records saying, we are going to sue you into the 14th century for fucking Be Faithful. We're going to sue you into the fucking depths of the abyss. Mark Petricone runs to me with this letter because he's in New York at this time. He said, look what the fuck I got. I said, don't worry about it. Let me handle it. I go and give it to Puff. Now, we all know Puff. Puff gets the letter, and he's like, he looks at the letter like it has fucking 48 heads. And the first thing he does is get on the phone. And I said, yo, Puff, I got this problem, man. Fucking Arista's trying to fucking sue me. Like, what the fuck? So he gets on the phone, and now he's motherfucking everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on the other side of that line, but he's seriously motherfucking everyone, okay? Then he calls L.A. Reid, who at the time is the top of Arista. Yo, 3 hours later, I get a phone call from Arista Business Affairs. We didn't know. I'm sorry that I did. In Jesus' name, I would plead. Because Puff said, do you understand that this guy's on Hot 97? Like, he just went off on them.
Wow.
But what if that wasn't the case?
Right.
Yeah.
Mark is over.
If Puff wasn't there to
same thing
be
happened.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with fucking Elektra Records. They were gonna sue him into the fucking dark ages
For Buster?
For everybody on the line outside. I think that
Flip
was the
Mode
one
Squad.
that I did a record off that. Something happened, and they were gonna sue him. I made the phone call. Same shit. My man, I forget his name. He used to work at Tommy Boy with me. He was the head of business affairs over there. And he called me. He said, yo, Scoop, I didn't know this was you. Boom, 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 boom. And we talked it out. It was cool. But that call came in.
Yeah.
So how do I allow a man to accept all the risk yet not get the reward on a stolen record? If it was a record that we had made, you better pay me every cent you owe me. But you can't do that. It's just regular record company business that you can't do.
So you didn't get royalties from. You do get royalties.
No, but see, now we get we would get royalties on when Def Jam did it, and that's a legit song.
Okay, so
which is the legit.
All the bases.
So all of the AV8 records, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the party breaks
Right.
that before the Def Jam took over the licensing or something like
Correct.
that, right? You guys just got a one-time fee.
Well, yeah.
And then everything else that was recouped went straight to
Mark
AV8.
Petricone. Now, in Riz and Sizza's defense,
Yeah.
Mark Petricone might have told them like shit that they were going to get
Some promises,
royalties, right?
residuals,
But listen, I didn't ask for it like that because I knew the record business. And if I was Mark, I would have told him to operate like that.
Well, did you
because you're taking all of the risk.
But did you explain that to those dudes, or you didn't know that was going on? Like, you didn't know.
Have you ever tried to explain something to Sizzahandz?
But maybe to Riz.
I'm asking you.
I know, but to
Have
Riz.
you? No, I'm asking you. Riz Riz is no problem. I'm going to explain the dynamic now. Have
Right.
you ever tried to explain something to Sizzahandz?
No, I don't think so.
I have.
Have you, sir?
No,
Yeah.
Have you? Since we're going for transparency now, have you?
Absolutely.
How did that process go, sir?
Not too well. I mean,
All right,
there was love at the end, but there was never a resolution.
There you go. Okay.
At least for me.
So now, Sizz goes into saying the reason we broke up was bad business went down.
yeah.
And the paperwork wasn't right. So let's go back to earlier. right?
Wait. I want to just, before we go forward with that, I do want to talk about the Thug Anthem. So
Gosh.
they went on their own, right? They weren't happy with the royalties. Maybe
Right.
they were promised some shit.
Right.
And then what brought them back? Did Mark pay him the royalties, give him the bonus?
that was when it started getting bad. So I was kind of more out of it at that point because I was really angry. Again, man, I just believe in right and wrong, bro. I don't. And I'll tell you this, and then we're gonna get into this later in this discussion.
Yeah.
When you have friends, real friends tell you the truth, and they check you on your bullshit. Riz never was able to check Sizzahandz, and he always was like, "Yo, I've known him longer than you, whatever." But that's not how friends work, bro. Like I have one of my best friends. My best friend is a girl named Kim White. When I do something wrong, she be the first one to tell me, like, "Yo, you're being an ass right now." Because nobody's Jesus. I'm not gonna come in here and say, "Whoo, doom, 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 doom." I'm not Jesus.
Right.
I make mistakes. She'll be like, "Yo, you were insensitive." I sometimes say shit. I was very insensitive with my daughter a couple of weeks ago, and I said something in a very insensitive way, and my daughter really got mad at me. And I went to Kim and I was like, "Well, what did I do?" She said, "You're talking to her like she's a fucking Neanderthal. Like, what are you doing?" Your friends have to check you. If your friends don't make you accountable, they're not your friends, period. The reason that Kanye is off the walls, off the rails, is because there's no Don C. He even admitted it recently. There's no one to say, "Yo, sit your ass down." You need people in your life that make you accountable.
Yeah.
They make. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Keep you grounded. Keep you. You have to.
When nobody's able to tell you anything, when you got a bunch of yes people around you, it's terrible. So anyway, good.
So in retrospective, right?
Yes.
Sizz was already on fire after not getting the royalties. They did the Thug Anthem record on the side, and at that point, he was already in the zone where he's like, fuck AV8, fuck this.
Sizz was in the zone of fuck AV8 in like Hands Up days. Sizz was always in the zone of fuck AV8. But that's what happens when you're an artist and you don't know what the mechanics of a label are.
Right.
So you look at it and say, well, why the fuck I don't have X, Y, and Z? But you understand there's an office, there's staff, there's returns, because back then it wasn't the digital world. Right. It was returns, rat jobbers. It's like a bunch of different stuff that goes into making a record. If a record takes, you got to take those records back. Those shits are fucking coasters for water. You eat your fucking dinner on them, whatever. But this is record company 101 shit. So when you look at the royalties, you say, there's so much more going on behind the scenes on why that money is the way it is. That's why I never asked the man for royalties. I knew what it was.
Right.
I mean, listen, and I'm being fully transparent. If you don't agree with me, you don't have to agree. I just want everybody to do their homework on everything I'm saying.
So then after Thug Anthem, I mean, and it started to get bad. What was it? Like, what started transpiring after that?
Now we go into this deal with
Def Jam. The licensing deal, and the album deal. So Sizz says, and his Mackay Pfeiffer lawyer that told him not to sign.
I'm gonna get into that.
Okay.
Sizz says the reason we broke up was quote unquote bad business. Somebody get fucking D Miles on it because it's been like an hour. Get him on the phone. He needs to get over here. Sizz says
he's still got another hour.
Still got another
50 minutes.
Cool. Sizz says the reason that we broke up was bad business and that the paperwork didn't go right. Right. I forget Sizzahandz. I want any DJ out there right now, whoever's watching, just go ask about Fatman Scoop. Every deal I ever do starts with what is fair. Because I have to look, that's an email. I'm not even gonna look at that shit. Go ask anybody who's ever done a deal with me. Matter of fact, I'm asking you, if y'all wanna do research, go find 6 people that I've done a deal with. For me, I don't steal from people. I do my business the right way. I don't want nothing that don't belong to me. And I believe in having 22% of something than 100% of sitting in your fucking house.
Okay.
Eating salad. So, you know, he got this. So here's a couple of questions that I want to ask. I want Sizzahandz to come with the paperwork. The only reason I didn't come with the paperwork today is because this was a rush deal and I needed to get here. Okay? Sizzahandz' lawyer was fighting about shit that was actually in his favor. The amount of ineptitude from that guy and not being qualified was fucking massive, right? Okay. Here's the thing about the guy, because I'm not going to say it's the guy, but he was a fucking accident lawyer. He was a slip and fall lawyer. He was like the guy, an ambulance chaser. The guy that go, woo, 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 and then you call, and then he shows up. That was him.
And he just somehow
now you
represented Mekhi
Now you
Phifer.
got him, but Mekhi Phifer's not music.
I know.
Now you got him representing some musical artists. So I'm going to take it back one step further. Has anybody in here ever done a business deal?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
With more than one person involved?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So you've done it by yourself? You done it by yourself?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
When you have a group, it is customary for you guys to have one lawyer. When I did 3 with Soul, it was me, Sean C, and Steve D with one lawyer. It is customary for you to have one lawyer. Now,
It depends, though.
hold on.
Yeah.
Sizz has always been the most paranoid. Full transparency. Step to the mic. Is Sizz paranoid?
As far as paranoia, that I can't attest to. I've known Sizz almost 20 years, but I mean, I've seen it. It's so,
Okay,
there's
so
some erratic
I got
behavior, but
okay, so
like I said,
you're on the fence. You're on.
I can't say one way or another.
You're fucking doing the Michael Jackson, but
no, it's not even that.
that's cool.
I can't attest to one way or the other.
I'm good with that. It's cool.
Scoop, here's the situation. Like, let me just lay this out.
Yeah, lay it
All
out.
If you and I made a song,
Right.
and we were offered a contract, and if I already had an existing lawyer representing me, and you had your lawyer, it would be, it would it would be fair practice
Okay,
for my
so-
lawyer to take a look at the contract
Okay,
and your lawyer.
So here's the thing. So because I know where you're leading this.
No.
No,
I'm just saying
listen. Listen.
Never's my brother.
Hold on, listen.
And I would tell him, yo, get your lawyer and my lawyer to look
Okay,
over
but
some shit.
listen. Here's the thing.
Because we all saw Facebook,
All
that
right.
movie, social. What is that?
Okay,
Social network.
so let me bring it to you. Okay?
Yeah.
I agree. See, but at the time I thought we were one entity, but we're not. The minute that they said we want a lawyer, go get him. Nobody's hiding nothing from you. Go get him.
But just not that lawyer that they got.
And here's my bigger question.
Yeah.
You got a lawyer who's a slip and fall accident lawyer, right?
Yeah.
At the time, Riz is part of the Flip Squad, which is Funkmaster Flex's team, right? Jessica Rosenblum was a fucking titan at that time.
Yeah.
Right?
Huge.
How come you didn't go to them and ask them for a lawyer? Why did you get a guy who fucking gets fucking people who fall on ice to be your lawyer? Why? Okay. Number 2 is the contract was so fucked up, right? How come they have never taken me to court?
Ooh, spicy.
Answer that. Because it wasn't. It was in their favor. Now I'm gonna break down something else for you. Again, I want everybody out there to do your homework. Charlie Stetler You know who Charlie Stetler is?
I know Charlie.
He used to manage the Fat Boys, Ed Lover, and Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Fresh Fest, full transparency. Later down the line, about 5 or 6 years, he became my manager. But at this time, he was not. Riz and Sizz went to him and told him that I had jerked them, that I had done them wrong, that I had stole money.
From when?
From this contract.
Okay, before
Hold on. Let me.
I want you to continue.
Yeah.
I just want a little clarity.
Yeah, please.
The contract, they never signed it.
No, they did sign it.
They did end up signing
They
it.
did end up signing it. And then once they signed it,
after-
the lawyer went back and realized he made a mistake and tried to get it and tried to renegotiate. You're a fucking fool. This guy's a fool.
So wait.
We talking about the Def Jam contract.
Okay.
But when I'm talking about Charlie Stetler, this is after this has all happened, taken place, and done.
Okay.
Charlie.
I'm still a little confused.
Okay, well, no. Tell me.
I want to about Charlie Stetler.
This is what I'm confused about.
Okay, what? Go ahead, shoot.
The lawyer says don't sign it.
Okay.
What preempted them to sign it anyway?
Because they wound up negotiating it.
So the changes were made.
The changes were made
to the contract.
Yes.
And then the lawyer fucked up.
And then the lawyer fucked up.
And then
he turned around and was like, "Yo, I want to renegotiate." What the fuck are you talking about? How you gonna renegotiate an executed contract? You're a fool.
Yeah.
Hold on. To the point that Def Jam Records said we cannot deal with these guys because they're rogue. I don't care if you are a lawyer and you're a pit bull and you're a dog and you're fighting for your label, fighting for your guy.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a level of not professionalism, a level of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Holistic approach.
No, not holistic approach. That's Jesus.
You gotta know what you're doing.
You gotta know what you're doing. Let's just say it like
Be aware of the situation.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on a hockey field playing tennis.
So in the simplest way,
let me go back.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit further after this had all happened and taken place.
Okay.
All you can do, to be honest with you, go find somebody to deal with.
I'll talk to Puff next time I see him.
Talk to Puff. Talk to anybody. I want you, and DJs, do your homework. Take 6 people that have dealt with me.
Yeah.
And ask them what the business experience is like. And then take 6 people who have dealt with Sizzahandz and ask them what it's like. Have you ever booked Sizzahandz?
No, I haven't.
Why haven't you booked Sizzahandz?
I've offered. When he moved out here, I offered gigs, but I don't think he's really trying to take any. And plus, a lot of the gigs
does anybody in this room, full transparency, has anybody ever heard of a story in the club involving Sizzahandz?
I've been in the club with him when he was DJing.
Well,
no.
Well, you guys started the podcast.
Have you ever heard any ill story about some shit that happened?
I mean, like real talk. I was just there, and then he was with his man, and he was yelling at his boy, and he was spinning, and he was upset about something, but I didn't know what it was. But obviously, the energy is ill. Like I'm not gonna lie about Sizzahandz because like when we first met, it was not on the most positive energy. It wasn't the most. And it wasn't what it took. Like what I would say, maybe 15.
Yeah. Whatever the story is from to the
13 years. It took you 13 years to clean up with a man. I fucking walk in here and we all in Jesus together. So, what you have to understand.
But
okay, good.
But in
because I'm gonna go deep into this. Since we're here, we're gonna go into it.
I'm gonna say something too. Mm-hmm. I mean, in New York. Right, and obviously, we like.
How long is this going to record for?
4 hours.
Okay, good. We got time.
Yeah. In New York, right? We, you know, what I'm saying, like everyone has a wall up, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I always automatically think that SZA just has a wall up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay,
yeah. And the thing is, I think just shit works out in his head that, like, what happened with me and they thought I was doing DJ Crooklyn. And it was you know with the whole finesse with
but you know that is also
it's
a level of paranoia. It's always paranoid about something.
You
can't deal with that, bro. So let me go back to what I was saying. SZA destroyed that deal. He literally destroyed that album deal.
Sure.
We can go into the emails if you want, man. He destroyed the deal because his attitude was, I made Fatman Scoop, I'ma break him. But guess what, bro? You said you made Hove, make another Hove. Make another Hove. You haven't made another Hove. And if you make another Hove, good. But you ain't breaking me, bro. Here's why. And I tell everybody, I did this for a higher purpose than myself. I did this to take care of my brother. That's why this is happening. That's why God blessed me with this incredible career. Who had, and we're going to get to that in a minute, but who has 3 records that have videos, nothing else, and been able to make a 22-year career out of it, traveling 49 weeks a year, every year? Doesn't happen, bro. So Def Jam stopped dealing with us, and they told us that Riz and Sizz and their lawyer were rogue.
Yeah.
Okay, they had a lawyer negotiate. So that lawyer, the slip and fall lawyer, was just a issue. The whole thing with Charlie Stetler, I explained to you. Charlie Stetler. So we're gonna go back to them. Charlie. So this is what happened. Riz and Sizz went to Charlie Stetler, and they said, "Oh, Scoop's jerking us. Oh, he did us dirty. He stole everything. He did everything. He did this." Charlie Stetler, I knew Charlie Stetler from LL and Dr. Dre. He called me on the phone cursing me out. Yo, you're a fucking thief. You're a fucking liar. Whatever. You're this, you're that. If you think I'm lying, Tim Pan Apple, Charlie Stetler, look it up. You can find it. Mark Petricone sent him the contract. He called me and Mark Petricone back. You can ask my ex-wife, Shonda. He called us back and he was like, you know something? I have to apologize. I am deeply sorry. This is the most forthright contract I have ever seen in my life. Ever. And I've dealt with all kinds of contracts. This is the most forthright contract I've ever seen. Y'all don't have to be on my side. Go look it up. Go ask the man. He'll tell you. You could call him. You could call him. You could call anybody. Call him. Call him. And he'll tell you exactly what it is.
So why would he curse you out before reading the contract?
Because Sizz has a way of doing this kind of stuff and making everybody in the room have one opinion about you. But he never tells you the other side. He always tells you your side. But his side, but he never tells you the other side. He sat here for about 30 minutes. Do you know Crooklyn Clan? Do you know Crooklyn Clan? Do you know Crooklyn Clan? He fucking badgered the man about knowing Crooklyn Clan or Apple. Nobody give a fuck. These kids are 18 and 17 years old. They don't give a fuck about something that happened in 1998. So what? But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Anyway.
Well, what about Riz? Was Riz in agreement with Sizzahandz?
Riz, as you...
Well,
we all know Riz. Do we all know Riz in this room?
Yes.
Not me.
You don't know nobody.
I'm 29, bro.
Fuck it, I don't know. You don't know nobody. Leave the room. You don't know nobody. Huh? No, I'm just fucking with you. We all know Riz, right?
Yes.
So Riz is the literal polar opposite.
Yeah, we all know
of
that.
Sizz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Very calm, very cool. He can discuss stuff. Boom. The problem came where Riz would not side with me because he said he knew him longer.
Right.
But that's not friends, bro. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Period. If I know this dude 10 years or 1 year, I'm gonna tell him, yo, you wrong, bro. It's not the way friends do things, man. It's just not.
So even though, it was Riz's lawyer, because it was Riz's lawyer
Yes.
that they pulled into that.
Right.
They made the changes. Riz's lawyer made the changes to the contract, and
Right.
and then by the time everything got signed, they realized, damn, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Sizzahandz said, yo, instead of acknowledging that the lawyer fucked up, he put it on you.
But no, not even that. He just forget about all of that. That's what his story is today. He wants to say that I jerked him. But here's the thing. Produce the paperwork, number one.
Right.
And number two, if I jerked you so much, how come y'all never took me to court? Come on, man. You gotta come better than this, man. But it's easy. It's easy to wake up in the morning and point the finger at somebody else instead of looking in the mirror.
But when you talk to Riz now,
When I talk to Riz,
but when you talk to Riz now, does he admit that, like, damn, that lawyer fucked us up?
listen, if you go and talk to Riz, Riz.
He's not going to talk about this.
No.
Yeah.
That's number one. Riz won't talk about this.
Yeah,
He's not that guy.
Right.
But if you find Riz will. And let me preface this by saying this. I have phone conversations recorded that I recorded with Riz, because I used to record everything because I was going. I used to just record anything if I talk. I have recorded conversations with DJ Riz.
That's a little odd, but
listen. this is what you. That's another story, whatever. Right?
That's kind of paranoid.
Listen, no. You know why? You know why? Because I felt like if you ever, anytime I talk to Sizza or Riz, I will record it. But let me tell you, so that you understand and we're clear about this. I love Riz like a brother. He's never done anything to me throughout this whole thing. He's always been a very calm force, and I think he understands a lot of it. I love him like a brother. Out of respect for him, I would never bring those voicemails out. If it was Sizza, I'd be playing the shit with a remix right now for you. With a beat. I'd be playing the shit with a beat under it. I would literally be playing the shit with a beat under it.
But you did also say earlier that you still do have love for Sizz as well.
I
But
do,
I guess
but
you just
listen,
kind of keep him at arms. Yeah.
I could deal with Sizz doing this nonsense behind the scenes with us sending emails and doing dumb shit. But when you take it to the public, you took it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And you sat in this chair and you threatened my life. We can't never go back from that. Ever go back from that. Because it's one thing to be friends, but there's a line you cross of decency. Hold on.
Point of no
Hold
return
on.
type
It's
shit.
a point of no return, bro.
I don't think he meant that, though.
Yeah, but listen,
think-
your
yeah,
mouth let it happen. One thing you better learn about anything or anybody in this room, when you say something, you can't never put it back. And guess what? Now it's out there for the masses to see.
Yeah.
So listen, deal. So let me go back to this, okay? The deal. So here's the thing. Charlie Stetler again says the contract's
Well,
for.
we never talked about Riz, though.
Okay, well, hold
Yeah,
on. Hold on, but I'm gonna get to that. We can talk about Riz all day.
No. I want to know if he actually was like, yo, our lawyer fucked up.
Listen, Riz will tell you
The way Riz,
Riz,
Yeah.
because so you know Riz will be like, yo, you know, some things happen right. You know, Riz is like, some things happen right, some things happen wrong. You know, we could maybe back then we could have fixed it this way. Like,
It's crazy.
listen, yeah, exactly. So you know, we all know Riz. You'll be like, yo, bro, you know, we maybe could have fixed it back then. Nobody was thinking. You know, we cool.
It's crazy.
But listen, and let me listen. While we're here, just because I was going to say it later on.
Yeah.
If Riz was Crooklyn Clan, he would have been my DJ from the first show in Atlantic City. Period. But I'm not taking somebody who's paranoid, has issues, takes drugs, and doing wild shit. I'm not here to be your fucking babysitter. I love Sizz like a brother. I was in his house, like he said, hugging his mother and all that. But right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck if I hugged your mother or not. I don't care if you hug my mother. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if I cannot control you or control the situation, what am I supposed to do? You go ask Riz. Yo, man, but I said, yo, bro, why the fuck did he say he was going to kill me? Like, yo, I can't control. I've been trying. You know, I'm finished with it, bro. That's what Riz said.
Can I explain what I think Sizz meant when he said that?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You can, but I'm gonna tell you how you can explain whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand how it went out, how it went right there. Okay, you can say however you want, what your angle is on it.
Yeah.
But you gotta see what it said, what it came across as on that right there.
I understand
because
what
that's the
you're saying.
truth, right?
I understand
there.
what you're saying.
Okay, so let me just get back to that, and we can go into all that. Sizza's conspired to destroy the Def Jam deal, right? When Universal and Def Jam came to me, as I had to start delivering records, because you have to deliver records, they said, listen, you can do the records over and we can take them off and just get them out of here. No, I'm not doing it. You can go and ask Def Jam. I refuse to do it because I have to be able to look myself in the face. That is fuckboy shit.
Right.
Not doing it.
So at that point, it was still like an all for one for all. Like
I could have cut them out of the entire deal and just been like, yo, man, I'm gonna just do it all myself. They were like, yo, we have the guys who sample it for you. We have the musicians who will make it almost sound. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Didn't he say that you did take a record and ran with it, and instead of it's cool, you changed
So
it?
I'm gonna get into that.
Okay, cool.
So let me finish this. So if you go get the contract, it's gonna say 25% a man with 80% of the album that they got the rights to do. The other 20%, the label wanted other producers because they wanted to see if they could make a record that was a hit with a European producer that would take us around the world. Who gets on the first shot 80% of the album, a sample budget? Who gets that? And full creative control. Who gets that? Wow. In the 90s, who gets that? Not today when you have the internet and you can prove to anyone that you're the shit. Back then, when you still had to go through the gatekeepers, who got that?
Yeah.
Who got it?
I don't think anybody.
Nobody was getting that.
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing about the details of the deal, really, right?
So I always said from the beginning it was 25% of a man because Riz, SZA, and Mark Petricone were the reason that this happened. And I wanted to bring the paperwork. Tell him to bring the paperwork. Sis was usually high and paranoid at that time. High, issues, and paranoia are not a fucking good mix for business with a lawyer who does slip and fall.
This slip and fall lawyer is crazy.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
This wasn't even Better Call Saul. This was
kind of nasty.
Got a fall? Call Saul.
I would have took Saul over him at any time. This was like 1-800 Abogados. Okay? This is the kind of shit we're dealing with. Right?
Wasn't a bust.
Okay? And that's why I'm not saying a man's name because he would probably try to hit me for slander, but you can't. I'm not saying nobody's name. It is what it is.
Right.
SZA was usually high and paranoid, and Riz would never say that publicly, but off the record, Riz would give you the truth most likely. He just would. He wouldn't give it to you on the record. And we know Riz, he'd be like, yo, we could have done it this way, maybe I should have asked Flex. Because I started asking him, I said, wait, hold on. You knew all the biggest, you knew Jessica Rosenblum, you knew Flex. Why didn't you get their lawyer?
Right.
Okay. So
what did he say? Why didn't he get that?
Yo, we could have done it, maybe we could have done it the right. Like, you know Riz is very... He don't want the confrontation. He doesn't want the smoke, and I don't want it either. But if Riz would have kind of said, yo, man, okay, let me lean with what's right, there's a strong possibility that Crooklyn Clan would be going right now. Right here, right now. So, like I said, I have conversations that would never make the light of day because I'm not going to do that to my man, not to my brother. That's
fine.
Right?
I mean, I don't want to put Riz on the spot
No,
either,
we're not putting Riz on the spot. Let's leave him. But here's the facts. Like I said, Riz was part of the Flip Squad. He could have anybody read it. If the contract is so bad, how come they never took us to court, right? Also, nobody knew what SZA's headspace is. You guys all know Sizzahandz. Since we dealing with transparency, what's that headspace like? No, see, now you're going like this.
Now we can go back to, we were just talking about how Riz is he's toned down, he's very corporate friendly and business friendly and doesn't want to ruffle feathers and stuff like that.
I'm going to get to that.
We said the polar opposite,
I'm going to get to that.
I always think of the Looney Tunes with the two dogs. There's one bulldog or something, and then there's that little chihuahua that's hopping all over him and like barking and talking and shit. Yeah. And that's Sizzahandz to me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but it doesn't make it. Yeah, it doesn't make that inherently does not make somebody a bad person. He's just wild. He's wild.
Okay,
so
we know what it is.
Yeah.
So then SZA went on to say all the greed and everyone came out. Okay. There was no greed except for his side. Okay. If you go and study psychology, because I had to do this because I had to go to therapy because of my divorce. There's a term called gaslighting. When somebody that really does the shit accuses you of doing the shit. It's like on the Maury show when the dude's like, "You've been fucking every other guy," right. And then they take
deflection,
and then they go, "The results say you fucked that chick 72 times."
Yeah, it's usually whatever you hate on somebody is because you hate on yourself.
You doing the shit.
You deflect.
Now, as like I said,
it's like you're transposing yourself.
Yeah. Like again, them telling, because I had it all in things because we're moving around. Me telling them to use my lawyer was true, but because I thought we were a unit. When they told me they wanted their own lawyer, go get them. Go get them. But it's customary when you have a group to use the same lawyer. Do you think the fucking name a group, man? You think the Migos are using 3 different lawyers?
I mean, look at NWA. Like they had Jerry Heller, and then he was like, "Nah."
But see, here's the thing. That's when the dissension came into the group, which is natural because he did funny style shit.
Right.
But in the beginning, the whole group had the same lawyer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's customary for a group to have a lawyer. Now you say, you count us as 2 separate entities? Fine. Now if I wanted to be a ass, I could have been like, you know something? Since you want to act like 2 different entities, fucking let me be Fatman Scoop now.
So that hurt you when they wanted another lawyer.
I don't care because it's business. It's what's right and wrong. I don't care.
But you weren't feeling a little some type of way like that. It shows a little distrust,
yeah,
right?
But listen, Sizz is paranoid by nature, so I already knew the story. So I didn't take it that bad because I was like, this dude is paranoid by nature. Paranoid and smoking weed or doing whatever you do, there's your results. You want a lawyer? Let me go out of my way to show you. Go get your own lawyer. Period. Again, I was in the record industry, so I knew what was right and what was wrong. Period. SZA went on to talk about how Mark paid me before them. I was the one who made sure they got paid first because I used to work at High 97. I had a job. I was getting gigs. I was doing my thing. I used to always make sure Riz and Sizz got paid first. When the shit went bad, I was like, you know something? Y'all do your own thing. Now that I did do. So you know something? Y'all don't trust me, y'all don't fuck with me? Go do your own thing. So now he had to go do his shit. That is correct. But now it ain't my job because you showing me I ain't your man. So why I'm going to be over here jumping around, jumping through hoops to make sure you good? Do your shit, man. And that is a fact. Now, Sizz said that he will never work with me again. When he took it to what he said about the violence and all that, we in the same place. I can't work with him ever. But I can't work with him ever because of the funny shit he do. This is the funny shit he do. So let me ask you a question. Y'all Crooklyn Clan, and you got a guy that comes in here and diss all of y'all. Would you be working with him? Would you be getting on the road with somebody who's undermining you and doing wild shit to you? Would you be doing that?
Well, I mean, you have situations like what would happen with the Temptations with David Ruffin. There was that he kind of separated from them, clicked up with Eddie Kendricks. Dennis Edwards went with them, but the fucking chemistry never went away.
Well, let me ask you a question: if you had a dude who was doing left hand, wild, fucking loose cannon shit, doing that, would you go on the road with him?
Well, here's the thing.
Because I'm about to lead you into my next question, which you better answer.
Here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I think in any situation, in any team, in any grouping, and you could talk to Neva about this, because in some cases with me and Neva, because me and Neva work together, some people may see me as the Sizzahandz. Because there's been occasions where Neva is kind of like the calmer individual. He's laid back.
Kind of like the Riz.
Yeah. And then I'll be flipping tables over or yelling at motherfuckers. Yeah,
but are you dissing your own man in interviews? Are you being paranoid and doing wild shit and doing all kinds of crazy shit?
But my thing is, I am not Sizzahandz, so I can't speak for him. I can't speak for him.
I'm asking you a question. This
but
is a very simple question.
I've had wild cards in my crew. Yes.
Would you do it? And you just keep riding?
Well, no. I would actually care about his welfare and be like, yo, you need help.
We can't tell SZA he needs help. You don't listen. Okay, so
this is my thing with you, is that y'all gotta try.
Hold on, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
like, I know.
You can't come in a room and say that if it wasn't for your website, I'd be dead. Okay? Hold on, listen.
I know.
We can't walk that off.
I understand what you're saying.
Hold on. We can't walk that off. And number two, you can't sit here and say that I was in a club and that your goons, you got 100 goons in the club and that I ran like a pussy.
And you didn't get your money.
And I didn't get my money. So let me break something down for you. Let's start, because we're gonna dig into that too. Anybody who know Fatman Scoop knows a couple of different things about him. You know why I've been doing this for so many years? I'm gonna give you about 5 or 6 reasons, but here's 2. I come to the club, I do my shit, and I leave. I don't stay 1 minute after it's time. You know why? Because when you're in the club and you wait around, there's more of a propensity for something to happen. You have cash on you. You have more propensity for something to happen. Anybody could blame something on you. Anything. Hold on.
I don't think you got to explain that you left the club.
But we have to explain it for them.
I got it.
You got to explain it for them.
I understand.
So now Sis comes to say he had 100 goons in the club, right? Nobody put me under pressure. Nobody said, yo, nobody came in my ear like, you know, we here. We gonna get you when it's over. Nobody said nothing. Number 2 is, if I would have known that, I would have stayed to the end.
Spicy.
Because guess what? If y'all going to beat me up, y'all going to beat me up regardless. So if it's 100 goons on one dude, you are pussy.
Shit.
You want to be a man, sis? Take your fucking shirt off like a man. Get out there and shoot the fair one with me. Don't have your goons doing all. I didn't even know the goons was in the club. It won't be the first time somebody get beat up in the club or the last time. If I'm going to get beat, it's going to be what it is. But if y'all going to kill me, get me out of here. You better get me out of here. Now, I don't want to be a tough guy, and I ain't nobody's tough guy, just like he said, he ain't nobody's tough guy. I told y'all from the beginning, I'm a guy who makes fun records, not no killer. But you can't be running around saying that, man. That's disrespectful to me.
I understand that. I think we all understand that.
Yeah.
And not only that, that's coming from somebody you shared love with. Saying that, that's coming from a very evil, bitter, angry place. Do you want that man on the road with you? Do you want somebody like that, evil, angry, bitter energy on the road with you?
If that was them through and through, I think when he said the violent part about he'd be in the ground, right, put him in the ground, whatever, it had worked up to such a crescendo that at that podcast that the fucking blood was pumping. I mean, it just was. And sometimes, and I'm going to do it again. I guarantee you. I'll say some shit that I.
Guess what? On the other hand, DJs, do your homework. Any interview I've ever done where I mentioned Crooklyn Clan, it's always been with love and respect. Go look it up. You know why? Because I have sense. Because I'm a sensible human being. Because I do things with love and not hate.
Right.
I think now that we're hearing both sides, I think maybe a lot of the respect has dwindled, mutual respect. But I do, and maybe I'm just trying to smell the roses here, but I do feel that there is still love.
But I think that happens with distance.
But listen,
and time.
There's mutual respect, but look at how that respect's being reciprocated. Do I ever go and say, yo, man, listen, we all got killers. We all got people we know that's killers and gangsters.
Well,
but listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I never went to
I don't think
anybody.
he even believes in
listen,
that.
I never went to nobody I know and said do something. I would never do that. Because this is not something that is life and death. This is not somebody raping your kid. This is not stabbing you.
Right.
This is not that serious, bro.
I don't think SZA would have done it.
But Scoop, wait,
And there's also a thin line between love and hate.
Well,
after everything that's built up.
Yeah. Message. Wait. Let me just tell you. I just want to say my thing about Sizz and what he was saying. I think he was passionate, right? Mm-hmm. He was heated, and he was trying to say something that represented the love or the importance of his livelihood. And I think that was what he was trying to say, is that you take my livelihood away, and I'm going to fucking take...
Okay, so...
You're going to take my life. My livelihood is my life.
So let me ask you a question.
So I'm going to take your shit.
So
you know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question.
Wait, no.
Okay, go ahead.
And let me finish. And I
have a question for you.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's what he was trying to get across. And I don't necessarily think that he would have put him all fucking in the ground.
Listen.
No, I don't think so.
But I think he was trying to convey the importance.
The man said,
right,
if I did not make that website,
right,
I would have put him in the ground.
I think, and to me, I saw that as like, yo, I don't think he means that. I think he's trying to represent the livelihood that he felt was taken away from him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. So I can't walk that back. We can't walk that back because it's too.
I understand your side. I understand your side, and I totally look.
Okay.
I understand your.
So I want to say something.
Yeah.
Then he went on to say why we never seen each other on stage, right?
Yeah.
None of us has been on the stage, right? Shit like what he did for me to be here is exactly why. Would you get on stage with somebody who do that to you?
I can't speak because I don't know what you've been. I understand you've been through the shit.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
No, we talking about just as a general human being. If somebody did this kind of thing to you, would you be on stage with them?
But it's
have you ever shared the stage together?
But nothing. It's just a yes or no.
Well, Scoop, have you guys ever shared the stage?
No.
But there had to be good times on this journey.
There were great times.
Right.
But when a man don't want to listen, and a man does this kind of stuff, how can you work through that?
So you guys never performed this song?
No. But here's the bigger question that I want to ask you, everyone in here. Right? He said, how come you never saw Fatman Scoop on stage with Crooklyn Clan?
Right.
How come Fatman Scoop don't tour with Crooklyn Clan? Take me out of the picture. Why does Crooklyn Clan not tour with Crooklyn Clan?
I agree.
I
agree.
Why does Crooklyn Clan not? Why does Riz not even tour with his own man?
I agree.
Why does Crooklyn Clan not tour with Crooklyn Clan?
I agree.
Yeah.
Answer that for me. I'm waiting.
I mean, they've done. Well, they just did HQ too.
No, bro. Don't talk to me about one show.
No.
We're talking about really doing this.
Yeah, no, I'm just okay. Yeah, I don't know. Probably
no. But you do know.
Yeah.
Why is Riz not on the road with Sizz?
Because they're polar opposites, maybe. And
So,
there's gonna be.
But you know something? You sitting here and expecting me to be Jesus, but his own man don't go out on the road with him.
I think that's a fair question. I think they're both great questions, but I think
I don't hear nobody answer. I don't hear my man over here answer. I don't hear him. He's 29. I don't hear him saying shit.
I'm listening, man.
But just like there's two sides to the Scoop Sizz story, there's also two sides to the is it because of Sizz? Is it because of Riz? They're two different people. Sizz might not like.
So let's go with percentages. You got two people in a group of three that don't go on the road with the other one. What's wrong here?
So you're saying odd man out would be Sizz because
you got two people in the group that cannot go on the road with one guy. What's the problem?
Valid point.
Yeah.
I agree.
mean,
I
it
agree
makes
with
you-
you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, the way you say it, I mean, what else could you say? But, I mean, it's a shame. I mean,
the reason I don't go...
It's kind of bittersweet.
So that you understand, the reason that I don't go on the road with him is because he does very destructive, toxic shit like this. Mm-hmm. He is angry. He is uncontrollable, unprofessional. He's dealing with issues, high all the time. And he could take that up with me, and he knows what it is. He got to look himself in the mirror. He might not be high now, but back then, he was a fucking maniac. Unpredictable and a loose cannon. If Joe Rizzo was Crooklyn Clan, I would not even know DJ Knuckles professionally. DJ Knuckles is my man.
I remember, yeah.
But I would not know him professionally like that. Mm-hmm. I would clearly go on the road with Riz any day. If I was being a dick, here's what I could do. Riz DJs in the city all the time. I've done 1 or 2 shows with Riz. I could go to Riz's shows, get on his set, film it, let promoters see it, and have them book us as Riz and Scoop. And then I have his own man angry at him. But I don't do that. Because I got to look myself in the mirror again. This is not about me trying to hurt him. But when you do destructive stuff like this, what do you want from me? You want me to be Jesus? I can to an extent. And listen, for many years, I tolerated this stuff with him. He sent me emails where he's like, and I can read them. Yo, man, I was messed up. I was taking Zoloft. Yo, boom. All that kind of shit. I can read it. I got it here for you if you want it. And if y'all think I'm lying, I can print it for you when I get home, and y'all can take it. You do whatever you want. Put it on provethetruth.com. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But instead of, and the reason that I win for all these times, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. End of story. What do you want from me? But instead of dealing with the real issues, you're going to point the finger. That's because you got yes men around you. You got people who not pushing you or telling you that you're wrong, how you approaching things. Period. Soon as Level Up with Sierra came out, he came back out like herpes. Soon as Mac J came out like herpes. Hardwell, herpes. He always does it when I do something. Now I'm gonna break this. So I'm gonna break this down to you so we all on the same page now. 6 months ago, Riz and me start talking. Riz comes to me, he's like, yo man, it's 20 years, we ain't never been on stage. You think I'm lying? Call Riz. We sat in a diner near LaGuardia Airport with the like a fucking scene from Casino. I mean from fucking Goodfellas or some shit. And we talking, and yo, Riz is crying like a baby. I'm crying like a baby. Two grown men in there fucking crying like boo-hoo. Look at my eyes like I was fucking tearing like a baby. Riz tearing like a baby. We ain't never did nothing together. Why we ain't do nothing? Crying like I have no shame of saying I fucking love that man. Came to an agreement. Said, okay, we will handle, me and Riz decided we will handle all the business jointly. And all Sizz gotta do is show up and DJ. Right? This is a 20th year thing. We want to do it, boom. Then he came, now he's coming back again with this Spotify shit. And every time we try to do something, he's always coming back with something. So then he's sending me letters like a fucking lawyer and all this, and then we get back into the thing. I could go through all the emails or whatever. I wanted to do this with him. Then he sent emails and said, well, you ain't getting no fucking shows for us, nothing. I can't do nothing until the beginning of the year because everything is booked for this year. Mm-hmm. I want to do it. I even, go look it up. I called Elusive Touring in Australia, who's part of the Mushroom Group. We got the tour concept started. But when he does this, how am I going to work with him? How can I work? You tell me how I can work with him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Has most of the communication over the last 10 years or so, has it been through telephone, email, or have you actually been in person with him?
You can't deal with Sizz on the phone because it's going to get too volatile too quick.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be 90 seconds before somebody's telling somebody, whatever. So everything is in email. I have all the emails from 15, and I can probably go back and look through my old email. I have all of those.
But just like when you and Riz met up and it was emotional, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like when you guys met up.
And here's Riz, he'll tell you. He'll tell you.
I mean, I feel like when you guys met up, you guys had the same energy maybe in like Sizz's bedroom. You know what I'm saying? You guys felt the history. Wait. And my thing is, maybe you need to sit down with Sizz.
I can't. How can I sit down with a man who just did this to me? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Every time we try to get to a place where we can do this, he does the herpes thing. He does it. He does the herpes flare-up. So how can I ever get to a place? And now that you have taken violence against me, you took it somewhere else.
You kind of answered your question, though.
How did I answer it?
And it sounded, I mean, I know you were kind of joking, but, you kind of got to be Jesus. You got to be the bigger dude.
See, bro.
You got to be the bigger guy.
You can be Jesus once.
That's the thing with Jesus. It's not Jesus once. Jesus all the time.
We can be Jesus once,
yeah,
twice, 3 times. But now you doing things that just make it when people can't be Jesus to you no more.
I get it.
Okay, now.
But wait. But don't you think you're going to, look, 10 years from now, you're going to look back.
I'm going to look back. Listen.
And you're just going to say like, yo, I'll take this L for the...
I can't do it, man. As of today, I can't do it. I just can't.
I understand that. I understand not today.
Because you put me in such a hurtful place with what you did.
Right.
There's no way we could walk that back. You understand where I'm coming from?
But I think my thing is this. I think that you guys just got to meet up together, and you have to be Jesus that one more time.
But how can so I could be Jesus that one more time?
Yeah.
And you can turn around and do some other shit.
And then wait, and literally put everything on the table.
Yeah, but when we can't never get to that, because if we get together, it's not gonna be no more than 90 seconds before it's a war.
Yeah, I think Scoop's saying you could be Jesus once, you could be Jesus twice, but when you have to deal with as much shit that's gone on, now you're trying to be Jesus, not just play him for argument's sake to get through a certain thing. I see where he's coming from, and it's like now I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not.
Well,
I don't do this every day.
Says more than I do.
Yo, bro.
No, I know.
I see where you're coming from. I agree. I agree with you.
I've seen Sizzahandz go ape shit on his Instagram. Ape shit. And I was about to do, and Scoop's like, dude, don't even worry about it. Just let him do it.
But
herpes, let him do it.
But I'm saying, you think he's gonna do that in front of you?
Yeah, but dude, listen, we can't get you. You know the man. You sit here acting like
I don't know him that well.
Now you don't want to know him. You in here last week talking about whoa, Scoop jerked him.
No,
come
no,
on,
I didn't
bro.
say he jerked you.
I was shocked.
You like, wow, that's foul.
I was
shocked. hurt too.
I was shocked.
I was like,
I'm gonna be honest. When we found out you want to come on the show, and Crooked was like, "Yo, do you want Sizz to come in here and sit down?" I was like, that's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea. Yo, all these fucking GoPros, you see what real action is about. You should be looking like mountain climbing.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And that's not to say I'm going to beat Sizz ass. That's to say we would be in here tussling.
Some shit would go down.
No.
You know, I mean...
Well, here's the thing, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. When we were listening to Sizzahandz and what he was saying about what happened and what transpired between both of you guys, you know, we're not on anybody's side, but we're definitely shocked. So when we're not amping shit up. I was literally like, what? Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, I was hurt.
You weren't hurt, motherfucker, but I'm saying
I was
you
yo,
were fucking over there laughing, chuckling, man. Fuck out of here. No, I saw you. I watched
Jamie didn't sleep for days after that fucking show.
No, I'm just saying I was hurt because I was like, damn, like you fucking hear this great record and then
that's where my problem comes, because the chemistry was undeniable.
Yeah,
when you can call yourself the cornerstone of a new genre of music. You've changed the game.
The greatest record in DJ history.
You understand what we could have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's why
I would give everything except my kids for that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
to be on the stage with my brothers who I did it with, I would give everything minus my kid and a finger in the ass, because I don't do that. But there's no fingers, nothing like that. But anything other than that, you ain't got.
But I think that's why I'm saying that.
I'm the only Harlem dude that don't do
That's why I'm saying, like,
but
you gotta be Jesus. I understand you.
We can be Jesus once or twice. We can't be Jesus 10 times.
I understand it. But that's why I'm here, because I think it's way too important, and it's way too special for you guys not to be together. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, but you can't do that to someone who is trying to paint you out as a liar. He had me looking like the guy from the fucking 5 Heartbeats.
But that's why you're here. That's why you're here.
He had me like, my office hours are from fucking 9 to 5, hanging people like out of windows and shit.
But that's why you're
like
here.
Vanilla Ice and shit. Like the 5 Heartbeats or whatever the hell happened. I'm a humble, honest dude that wants to do what I'm doing. I'm gonna give you a good example. So then he started on y'all with the Spotify. The latest flip.
I really want to know about this.
Okay,
that's really
want to know about
this. Is like time.
I also want to know about, like, when the record first came out, it was Crooklyn Clan.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, this is the kicker.
This is where we're going now. Here's where we go.
All right. We did our research.
Okay,
sure.
Jamie.
Here's where we go. Here's where we gonna do it. Jamie.
Scoop. Pay attention, Jamie.
Listen. Okay, so listen. The latest herpes flare up was about the Spotify and all that. So I get an email from him with the herewith to and the fourth down. He's talking like he's a fucking lawyer. I can read it for you if you want. I have it right here.
I want to hear the hereford and everything. Just that part. Read me.
Please contact my. Hold on. Kind of dumb shit.
Yo, you know what's the best is when you know, like one of your boys or your homies, and they try to talk all professional to you, and you're like, yo, you don't talk like this, motherfucker.
He was like, refer yourself to the lawyer.
Not in between.
You know what I'm gonna do? So before we get, I'm gonna read this, and then this is a big movie coming out.
Is this okay to air on the podcast?
Do what you want, man. Listen, I can get into these emails if you want, man. But if we get into it, we go there, we gonna be
it's gonna take. Yeah, we
right.
don't.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Just forget it.
Yeah.
Right. So we got the Spotify thing, right? So now Spotify. Now he's saying in these emails,
right?
Our name is not on Spotify. All this shit because a girl, and I can show you that email. Some girl hit him and said she didn't know that it was him.
All right. Well, he said that he met a. He's like, I'm talking to a girl, and she's like, oh yeah, I know that's the Fatman Scoop record. Yeah. Oh, I don't know you did that or something like that. There was something to that effect.
Okay, so
there's no Crooklyn Clan credit.
Okay, let's get to that. Let's deep dive into that. I did not know that. Okay, so let's talk about Spotify, Apple Music. What else you want?
Shazam,
all that. Let me ask. So let's ask a real question in the room. Who puts those records into the computer?
I have no idea.
9 times out of 10, it's somebody who does data entry, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they're not a music enthusiast. They're nothing. They're just typing whatever it says from wherever they got it from. That's what they type it. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're not saying, "Wait, hold on, let me go to Wikipedia and see who did." They just type in what they say.
But you just said it there. Where did they get that from?
Yeah, but
there had to have been a reference where their name wasn't on.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So this, hold on, let me go back. This record is from Def Jam, which is what year?
What? When Be Faithful was 2008? Or no, I think that's what we were.
No, with Def Jam, it was like 2000.
Okay, 2004 or something. Whatever, we can find it out.
Yeah, we were looking earlier.
During all of that time, because it was on Def Jam, so now you're getting the information from Def Jam. So it's what the people in Universal System put in there.
So is this the Rogue situation?
Going around a circle, so who knows what it gets to by the time it's over here?
Is this the Rogue situation too, where they were just like, this dude's Rogue, and we're just gonna?
No.
Okay.
We're talking about a record that's already done and in the marketplace.
So you're saying that even when it was that Def Jam, they didn't have credit?
No, they had credit then.
Okay.
But now the record's over here, Def Jam, and then years later it's here, and then years later it's here.
So you're saying it was licensed multiple times with different labels?
Here's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Spotify, the people that do it at Spotify are probably just data entry people. They get 1 million records that they do, and they work their 9 to 5 until they fucking finish. So they get millions of records, any genre. They just type in whatever the fuck they see.
So the reason why they didn't see is because they didn't register? Is it because of a registration?
Who knows what it is? The guy could have just said, Fatman Scoop, boom, boom, boom. It could have been what they got it from another MP3 that was down the street. You don't know what happened. You understand where I'm coming from?
So they don't get it from the ASCAP or BMI.
Right, but here's the thing. Who knows? Again, you dealing with data entry people. You dealing with people who just typing in shit.
But their job is to get the exact
the
right name of the artist.
Right, but is that my job?
No, it's not.
Okay, so here's the thing. I am not trying to tarnish, darken, stop, blackball, nothing. Why would I want to stop my own legacy? I'm not here to run from Fatman Scoop Crooklyn Clan. Everybody knows that phrase. Not running from it. And I don't want nothing that's not mine. I don't need to put Fatman Scoop on a record by myself to fucking make noise. For what? So now he's going, now he spends an hour in here trying to tell y'all that I'm the reason that he took it off. That he said, Fatman Scoop here and then Crooklyn Clan here. You have to understand that record's been in the marketplace like 10 years. Yeah. So you might have, it might have started off as Crooklyn Clan here. Then when this guy wrote it and put it in his shit, he tagged it different.
It's like playing telephone.
Right. So it's like me saying to you, the house is green, and then by the time he gets all around here,
yellow. Yeah.
He fucked the girl on Thursday.
So you're referring to when you were saying Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, and then the lyric read Brooklyn Clan.
Yeah,
right?
hold on. So let's get to that. You don't know what's going around until it gets to this point, right? Okay. So then he sat here and he proceeded to tell you, you know it's in Crooklyn Clan, you know it's Crooklyn. Nobody gives a fuck. These kids don't care about something that happened in 1998. They don't care. Spend your time trying to make a record that's a hit. Spend your time trying to do something to get you some form of traction with the kids. I'm not here to hurt that man. My thing is, and let me even tell you, and you can ask Riz, do your homework. I have it in the emails. I will go down to Spotify. I will go to Apple Music. I will go to everyone. If y'all guys set it up and do the work, I'll go in and do it. He said, no, I don't want to do it. I'll handle it myself. What do you want from me? Then Sis says, I fucked him for exposure. And that it's because I wanted people to call me for the shows. That's a lie. Okay? Here's the thing. And let me school you, Sizzahandz, on how you get shows. It's not because of a credit on Spotify. You don't get shows because your name is on Spotify. Here's how you get shows. Number one, I come to the job and work. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't get high, I don't fuck chicks in the club, I don't do nothing. None of you can tell a story about me in the club. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to find out a story about me in the club. Because I do my job and then I leave. Okay? I go in the club and I kill it. Look, everybody's had a night where you don't kill it. Mm-hmm. But 96% of the shows I do, I'm fucking murdering those shows, period. Right? That's number two. Number three, I'm respectful, I'm caring, I know what I do. I do the right thing. I'm going to give you a good example. In Cyprus, I had a promoter, S7S. I had done a 16-day tour. My voice was done. I got there and I half-assed the show because my voice was done. The next morning, told the booking agent, send him the money back. Because of that, next year, 7 shows in Cyprus. Huh. Relationships are key. Okay? Like I said, I come and light up the building. Go on the internet. You can see that. Look it up. I have a good booking agent. I have people that I've created relationships with in certain territories, and guess what? When the shit get dry, I get on the phone myself and recall people and retarget people and ask people and beg and do whatever the fuck I got to do to get the show. That is what it is. I also have the aggregate of all the songs coming out with my voice on it. I got a record coming out with Blaster Jacks, Benai, Wolfpack, Yellow Claw, Mac J and Hardwell just dropped the record with me at Creamfields. I didn't even know the record. I probably ain't even done the business on the record. I didn't even know it's fucking. It's just there. It's the aggregate of the amount of records that I've done. That has people going, oh, Fatman Scoop, I heard that in the club. Oh, Fatman Scoop, I heard that at Creamfields. Oh, Fatman Scoop, I heard that at the stadium. Oh, Fatman Scoop, I heard it there, I heard it here, I heard it here. That's what gets you the job. Mm-hmm. He's trying to circumvent doing the work. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to circumvent doing the work by trying to put it all on one credit. You don't get shows that way. Put some work in. Okay? I flew from Palma de Mallorca to here. When I leave here, I'm going to the studio to do a record for him. Then I'm going back to my room, take a shower. I'm going to New York, and then I'm going to finish up the Blaster Jacks record. That's how this is done. That's how it's done. Not waiting for a fucking credit on Be Faithful on a record that's fucking 22 years old. I am nobody's Jay-Z, and I am nobody's Juice WRLD or whatever. But I work pretty hard to try to see if I could get one impression here, there. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. So I don't want to hear nobody complaining about one fucking song that you did 38 years ago, because these kids don't care. They care about Travis Scott. They care about Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, R.I.P. to him, fucking... Who else? Drake,
whatever.
Drake, fucking 6ix9ine. They don't care about us.
Yeah,
we're fighting just to have a little bit of relevancy. So you fighting for a little bit of relevancy, and then you want to take it and put it on a record that's 22 years old? Fuck out of here. You sound high. You get this done by the work you do, period. Am I right or am I wrong about that?
I agree with the work. I agree, and I don't think
you don't get shows from your name being on Spotify.
But we can't look. We're not. There's no question that you're grinding like a motherfucker, and you put in the work, and you have a phenomenal name in the business.
And that's what I have a problem with.
I understand
because you're trying to destroy my name that I have, and that's all I have.
I understand that. I understand that point, but I think
we need to get to the end of this because this man's going to go to sleep in 45 seconds. He's going to go.
He does this at every podcast. Don't worry. This is the natural stuff.
I was at the pool today.
Yeah.
DJ.
But it's too hot, man. I don't know how y'all do it. Man. Yo, listen, I was out here with Vito G one time. And,
from AC?
And me and Vito G were DJing, and at the end of that 45 minutes, I was in the bed in a fucking fetal position. It's ridiculous out here.
I did 5 hours.
I actually want to bring up something with Lauryn Hill and Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. All right, so that I don't know how old that record is. More than 20 years old, 25 years old.
95, 99.
We just had the 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
98, yeah.
They're still fighting over credits of musicians and people who were involved in that album.
So check this out.
Wait. And I just want to say that as I do,
take one of your fucking
yeah, of course.
Take 2 of them.
Yeah, go ahead. Take all 3.
Fuck it, I'll take all 3.
I want to get back to this point though. Is that no matter what, whether someone is 50 years old, they're irrelevant or anything, I think no matter what is going on, no matter how much of a scoundrel they are, no matter how crazy they are, I always think that they should have their credit due.
Listen.
And wait, I'm not blaming you.
Right.
And I don't think you're responsible for that. But I don't understand the information. I don't have the information. I don't think even you do on how that happened.
Right, but here's the thing.
Right.
I can tell you how it happened. Because you have people in khakis and a fucking chino shirt or whatever the fuck typing in stuff. It don't matter to
but
them.
How many times have we seen a record or a song on Spotify or iTunes and it's missing a credit
information? That's what I'm saying. Hold on. So what I'm saying is
I never seen that.
So listen.
Yeah, I'm just being honest with you, Scoop.
Have you seen?
I'm not accusing you. Outside of you, there's no motive. I'm not even mentioning that.
But then why does this man come up here and do that to me?
I understand that. I'm just saying.
You can't walk me through it.
Scoop. Let me speak for 1 second. What I'm trying to say is this: if I was a part of a record, and obviously I'm not credited in that record already, I'm like, the fuck, that hurts me. I'm already emotional about that shit. Now, I'm not saying that you had anything to do with it, but if I was not talking to you and if I was already on bad terms with you in my head, right? It wouldn't be that far-fetched for me to think that you were behind it somehow. Not saying that you are.
You think I have time?
No, I don't. No, Scoop, but I'm trying to explain the just to get a devil's advocate on what's
Riz
going on.
Don't come to me like that.
I understand that. I'm not blaming you. I'm just trying to explain the emotion behind that.
Well, the magnitude of the record also is a major player. That was not a filler record. That was not a fly-by-night record. I've never seen a record with longevity like Be Faithful in my life.
By all means, I think Sizzahandz has everything in his power and can change that.
Okay, so listen.
I think he should be responsible for changing that and adding his credit on. But I don't know what he's doing, and I don't know that.
I said in the emails and to Riz, just line it up. And I will go down to Spotify headquarters, and I'll tell them to do it. That got met with, you don't need to do that. I'm going to do it. So why are you getting up here trying to do that to me?
I understand
and
that.
Also, why haven't they done anything?
Well, why isn't it getting done is the question.
Exactly.
You need to ask Sis that, because I offered my assistance. I said, just line up the things, line up the people we need to talk to, and I'll talk to them. He's met that. If you want to go through these emails, he met that with, I'm good, I'll do it on my own. But then you want to come on here and come for me? Nah, man, you can't do it.
I understand
So
that.
if he was to do something, he could change this whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's addressed a few things. I think he said he fixed the Shazam, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I did have a question while we're on this topic, and it has nothing to do with like the data entry stuff. But there is the what is it? Is Fatman Scoop's best feature? There's the album.
Right.
Was there any mention of them on that album, and who approved that artwork without them?
I don't even remember that shit really.
Okay.
It's one because somebody showed it to me a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
On the cruise ship, it's like Fatman Scoop's greatest hits.
Yeah,
or some shit.
Pitbull or some shit or whatever.
I have no problem going to find that.
Right. Okay.
But I don't even remember.
Yeah. No.
Do you realize that the sheer amount of records that I have released in my life and sample or whatever, I don't even really know. But I have no problem. I can sit here and say I have no problem. That didn't come from me.
So you never got paid off for that album?
Or for what album?
That Greatest Hits album.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so.
So wouldn't you be suing them for putting out music without your
here's the
permission?
thing. Here's the thing. When you live in this business, you start to understand a couple of different things. You're not going to get every dollar, and when you have a booking agent or somebody else and money is exchanged between more than one person's hands, there is a possibility there's going to be slippage. I don't have time to run that down. What I do have time for is to get my ass in that studio and do something that's going to make me halfway relevant. I don't have time for that. You know what I have time for? I have time for getting my brother to have Flip De Niro do a remix for me. Do something that's going to happen right now. That's going to help me feed my family today. Not running around like a fucking accountant looking for every second, because you're not going to get it. That's part of every business has slippage. So do I have time to go back to 1990 whatever and find out about Fatman Scoop's greatest hits? No. Guess what? Give you a good example. Turbulence. I haven't even done the paperwork with him. I'm just like, yo, bro, go do your thing. I love you. Because it keeps me relevant. He's a friend. He's probably going to put that record on Apple Music, but so what? Do your shit. Because I understand a lot of this is a business card. So if people hear Turbulence in the club, if they hear Turbulence in a stadium, oh shit, let me go get Fatman Scoop.
It's all about getting that booking. It's not about, and that's the thing. Even when you go on Beatport, with the way the music business is now, I mean, everybody, whether we like to admit it or not, everybody's jacking music. You need to stay out there to get those shows. And if you're a DJ, you want to get those gigs.
And in the world of music now having no value because of what Apple Music started with the 99 cents and what the streaming has now done, it means nothing anyway. You're fighting for something that's almost worth nothing. Do you know?
I see. I disagree.
Like
listen. I'm going to listen.
But the Pharrell Happy. Remember those numbers with Pharrell Happy with the streaming? He made like $1,500.
Listen. Listen. Let me just say something to you so you understand.
I don't think it's about the money.
Listen. Here, but listen to what I'm saying to you, because I'm only talking about myself now. I'm not talking about Sizza. The way the music has been devalued, you're not gonna be able to keep it. And I have to make a decision.
Scoop, I'm very aware of streaming.
Okay, but hold on. But let me just get this out.
Yeah.
I have to make a decision. Am I gonna spend my time trying to run down a record, or am I gonna try to do the Blaster Jacks record?
Here's the question. Here's the thing, though. You're not going to spend the time, and I'm not saying you did anything, but it doesn't make sense for you to say, I'm not going to spend the time to fix this when it plays in your favor, because it's your only name on that.
Listen.
Wait. Let me speak.
Go ahead.
Now, with that being said, do I think you had anything to do with that? I don't think so.
Right.
But.
So it's okay for a man to come in here and kill me over that?
No. What I'm trying to say is this. There is something wrong going on with that album and all of these things going on. And I'm not saying that you're responsible to fix it, all right? I'm not trying to say that. Wait. Okay. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So what I'm trying to say is I don't think you're responsible to fix that, but you have to agree something's wrong, and you did agree that it is.
Yes.
And then you cannot tell me that these kids or people do not care about the credit, because I think they do. And I think it matters when a kid sees Be Faithful, Fatman Scoop, and Crooklyn Clan.
Okay.
I think that matters. And if they click, like, well, what's Crooklyn Clan? And they click that artist, and another another list of songs from Crooklyn Clan comes up. Wait. It leads to something else, and then people like, oh, Crooklyn, damn man, they had this, they had that. It's education, information, and what happens with that record that doesn't have that crediting of Crooklyn Clan is it is almost like rewriting history.
Okay, so
and you wait. It is almost like denying history of a song. And to me, I think that is extremely offensive. Okay. I don't think you're a part of it. Okay. But you have to agree. Okay, so listen. Something is wrong with that.
Listen. I am in full agreement with you.
Yes.
To the point that I went and said, yo, bro, I will go down there.
Right.
To Spotify.
You don't have to re-explain that. You don't have to re-explain. I agree. I understand. Yeah.
But then you tell me, nah, bro, I'm good. But then you turn around and come over here and crucify me. That is what I have the problem.
Okay, Scoop. Yeah. I understand that you try to fix it, and I understand ego and all of this shit gotten in the way.
There's no ego for me.
No, I understand that, but maybe his ego got in the way. But what I'm trying to say is that
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. I just want to say that I'm more concerned. About trying to do something for today. Because guess what? Listen. Let me just hear me out. Hear me out.
It's trying to say, but hear
me out. I just want you to just please.
If I played guitar on Thriller, right? And someone's like, "Why are you worried about Thriller? Why don't you worry about now?" I'm gonna be like,
yo, bro, I got that.
It was Thriller.
Yeah, but bro, I got that. Yo, listen, with the Be Faithful, I got that. I'm with that. But listen, I just want to say something to you. Let me just say what I gotta say. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I said to the man again, I will help you.
And
Mark Petricone said, I will help you. To that reply, he said, no, we got it. Then he tries to come back here and crucify me. That in its nature is wrong. Now, what I said for me is this, and I can stand by this. There are records that people, so that you understand, there are records that I haven't even done the paperwork on.
Right.
There are records that, there are records that, what I do now is I just get the fucking advance. Here's why. Because the way that the record label game is and has been forever, we could play the creative bookkeeping game all the time. There's a huge EDM star. I did a record for them. I'm not going to say who it is. I got a fucking royalty statement back for negative 18 cents. How the fuck is this guy like that? He gives me negative 18 cents. I know the game, but I live in the game and I play the game accordingly. Now, if it is somebody huge, I want my money.
Right.
But I'm working for all these shots to get the big shot.
All right. I'm going to bring up something a little odd.
Good.
But it's something that I think
I love this. How long we been here? I don't even give a fuck.
It goes fast, right?
Huh?
It's 1:30 in the morning.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I love this.
So,
because I'd rather be a man than a dress it.
So I'm gonna bring up the movie Hidden Figures. All right.
Okay.
It was about black women.
The computers.
Who was a major part of NASA and going to space and just and it was such an education, and it educated a bunch of people that we had no idea that this existed. We had no idea this existed, and it really, I don't know, for me, it really hit me because I was like, why wasn't this out there? They were naming buildings after black women. They were, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was crazy to me, and I kind of thought, why wasn't it out there? Why wasn't it a bigger thing? I mean, I saw movies with Terrence Howard about like a black swimming team, and I'm like, I mean, that's important.
Or beating chicks.
But I'm saying that like that's not as important to me as like the contributions of these black women and what they did for NASA and just and the space program.
I clearly understand you.
The thing is this: you proved your point, and what I'm trying to tell you is this. You guys try to solve the problem, and what I'm trying to say is, how did that problem occur? How did the name get off of? How did the Greatest Hits album happen? Right? How did the Crooklyn Clan name get omitted? How did all of this? And you're saying it was information lost, there was data entry, and there was all that. And I know the record business has to be slightly more thorough than that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Wait. But I don't have the information.
Okay,
like
so
I
but
said,
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever ran into a song on Apple or whatever that's had a mistake?
No, I've always every
Never.
credit.
You've never ran into a song. So you're telling me there's no mistakes on anything with Apple ever?
There might be, but I've never ran into it.
With Shazam.
I've never ran into a miscredited song or song missing the credit. Like I never saw Frankie Beverly, with no maze.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
And I'm not blaming you. Right? I'm not throwing anything at you.
I don't want it. I personally, I don't.
But it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
I can't tell you that.
I know.
All I can tell you is I even offered to fix it.
I know, and that's the thing that I keep saying. I know you try to fix it, and I know everyone's trying to fix it, and you offered. But my thing is, how did that even happen?
Yeah, okay, I don't know
and
how.
And then we don't know how.
Hey, listen.
And that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing, and I want people to do their homework.
Right. Well,
for you to say that Apple Music or somebody never made a mistake. From a record that's from 1998, man.
But that's a broad.
Yeah, but I bet you if we go and look at a bunch of these,
of course.
Right. Okay, but here's the bigger thing for me.
But here's the thing: when you type in Crooklyn Clan in there, do you get anything in Spotify?
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
And that could be their fault too.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
So again, I believe my personal opinion is it's data entry people. People that don't give a fuck about the music or care about what's what.
I just don't. I don't think that. I think if my job was data entry, yeah.
I want to make you guys, and I think what you're saying is valid.
Yeah.
I remember I was at the Super Bowl in Phoenix with Fatman Scoop.
Yeah.
Okay. The day they played, Missy Elliott performed their song.
Lose Control.
Fatman Scoop was with me.
Yeah.
Okay? He was literally with me in Phoenix. I
remember I fucking fell out when that happened. I was like, fuck, I'm not there.
His face and the pain I felt that he felt.
Right.
Because it would have, the next day, y'all heard
the largest platform ever.
Missy Elliott's name just skyrocketed.
Yeah, but
I've never heard him mention it again. Because he makes a really good point. That's the game. It sucks sometimes. And I don't think it was him. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
I'm obviously biased,
bro.
I think
no. I'm not blaming,
bro.
What you're saying is valid.
Yeah.
You know so wild about that. This wild about that. There are many a song that my vocals are on that
you don't have credit.
You don't have credit. But you know something? I'm not crying about that. I gotta keep moving.
I understand.
So we talk about Fatman Scoop's greatest hits, right?
But
hold on. Let me just get this out. Fatman Scoop's greatest hits, right? But we need to also talk about how Crooklyn Clan made an entire site, and used my voice a lot, and I never got paid a cent for it. We got to talk about how I went when I tried to repair my relationship with Riz and Sizz. I went and did a record. We were going to do a Rihanna remix, right? I recorded the vocals at Sizz's house in Long Island. At that time, he was with that Playgirl model, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Playboy.
Playmate. Playmate, right? I hear the record on I hear the vocals on another remix. I call Riz, because I always go to Riz first, because I know that I could talk to him.
Right.
I go ape shit. Sizza says, those are my fucking vocals. They were recorded in my house. I do what the fuck I want to do with them.
Okay.
What about those things?
Yeah.
But you want to sit up here and you want to call me a thief and a liar. In the emails, the man told me he made million off of CrooklynClan.net. Right?
You got to bleep that, but yeah.
Right? Okay. I have made zero from CrooklynClan.net. But am I crying? No. Because that's the way the music industry is. I signed up. I don't have time. Because that's not 10 months of litigation is not going to get me nothing but a bill.
I understand.
And Sizz will fight to his life to make sure I don't get that money. I don't care. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're going to be in this business at the level I am, you have to have that. Because I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to leave you on this note. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. I sampled people's shit that did not belong to me. So I roll with the punches like a man.
That's fair. I understand what you're saying.
Bars.
So, pause. Where did pause come in?
I said bars.
That
was bars.
This has been a pause-free episode. Rich.
And I'm going to leave you. This is a last.
I know that Playgirl was pretty bad.
I'm from Harlem, and I don't even say pause. I'm the only Jew from Harlem that don't say pause. And I came up with Cam and them.
Yeah.
He also said, and I'm going to leave you on this, I stole his sound. Okay? I want to say something about that. After I dealt with Left Riz and Sizz, I think I might have done 2 songs with other producers. One was Rihanna, I think Shake Your Keys or something like that. And then there was like another one, right? And I said to myself, I can't do this because it ain't mine. It ain't mine. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with the people I did it with. You ever heard no sample records from me? Because I'm not going to do that. I have to look myself in the mirror again because that's the life I live. He said I stole his sound. But here's the facts. Mariah Carey, not his sound, Grammy. Lose Control, not his sound, Grammy. MTV Music Award. Timbaland, not his sound, to an extent somewhat of a classic. Skrillex, not his sound. Hardwell, not his sound. Major Lazer, not his sound. The problem is, and again, for all you DJs, Sizz wants to destroy me because he feels like I'm not supposed to be alive because he made me, he's going to break me. But his negative energy is what's making me live. Because when you are negative, you put that negativity on somebody, it reflects to you. And also, he's a hater. Hating is a form of cowardice. Hating is a form of cowardice. Because number one, you're not doing it to somebody's face. And number two, instead of hating, you're just saying, I'm unhappy because I can't get up and do it. Why is that? Why? I never hated on that man in my life. But he hurt me. He hurt me. But you want me to be Jesus. And I don't mind being Jesus 4 times, but I can't be Jesus 30 times. Mm-hmm. And there's a level to, as with anything, domestic violence, anything, there's a level where you got to say, you know something? I got beat up enough. I got to go. So if you say to me that I should sit here and allow a man to beat me up over and over again, what's the difference between that and domestic violence? Letting somebody beat you up over and over. No, it's okay. Abuse. He won't hit me again.
I understand it's abuse. I understand it's abuse.
I love Sizzahandz. There would be nothing else that I would want for us to be on a stage together.
Right.
I don't want his legacy gone. I don't want to take anything from him. I don't want to do anything. At all. Because guess what? I live because of the positive energy. I live because I did this for Young Sav, not for myself. That's why those records are booming 20 years later, because God put his hand on those records. He said, you know something? You didn't do this for you. You did it for him. That's why I'm winning. And if you look at SZA's Facebook, do the homework.
Right.
Look at his social media. It's always angry, bitter, petty, childish, everything. Mm-hmm. Look at it. Everything on his social media is all about that. He needs help. Facts. I'm not the man to help him. But if he came to me like a man,
I mean, that's true. I understand
I would.
that. Yeah.
But you want me to be Jesus.
For the sake that I want to see y'all on stage together.
Listen,
that's why.
listen,
I know.
Listen to me. There is nothing in my life, and I've sweated up your jacket, so this is not going to be worth shit. Or maybe it might be the Fatman Scoop Sweat Edition. I don't know. But
Sweat Edition.
Who knows? But I'm just... It's always angry and negative energy, man. Mm-hmm. He sat here and tried to tell you, Crooklyn Clan. Oh, you know it's Crooklyn Clan. 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 Listen, nobody cares. Work hard. Work hard. I don't just go, you know it's Fatman Scoop, you know it's Fatman Scoop, you know it's Fatman Scoop, you know it's... I just get out here and work as hard as I can. Mm-hmm. I don't put it on that. And then the rest of it, and I'm not trying to be nothing because I really believe in my beliefs. I put the rest on God. Frog, fully rely on God. I put the rest on Jesus, bro.
Can I, and I'm playing devil's advocate.
Do it.
Because we brought it up. I want to talk about the Our Sound quote that you brought up, or the comment that he did. Mm-hmm. So I think what he was saying, that when he said that, I know that you are
politicking for this man.
No, I'm not at all.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And trust me, like you can ask Eddie. Listen, I have no reason. I go
back the longest with Sizz, I know him very well, but it's not my job to take sides here. We want to look at this arbitrarily and a nonpartisan way.
I mean, it wasn't nonpartisan when he was up here trying to hand me my ass.
Well, we were also hearing one side of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
This
is the thing that when I think, and I'm only saying this because to me, when I see Sizzahandz or when I hear him speak, I think it's 95% emotion, and I don't think it's controlled by. Wait.
It is 100% emotion.
Right.
That's who he is.
Right.
He's a very emotional dude.
And the one thing I will say is this: that when he speaks, it's 100%. I mean, 95% emotion. A lot of emotion to me, and I see when he says "our sound," he means that the chanting thing, the whole creation of chant. I understand. No, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Right. I'm not saying anything.
Who knows what would have happened
exactly.
if I would have? Who knows?
But what I'm trying to clarify is that I don't think. I think he sees that, and obviously I think he's hurt, and I think he sees you out there, and I think he's hurt. And the one thing I will say is about Sizz, and what I've always thought about Sizz, and was more clear than ever during our interview. I do think he is a studio guy.
Sizzahandz might be the best guy I've ever seen with a quantizer or whatever the fuck, a ASR, whatever. He is literally the best guy I've ever seen.
Right.
He is the most talented person on a sample machine that I've ever seen. Like minus Premier or somebody like that does other kinds of records.
Right.
He is probably one of the smartest people. Sizz was. I remember when I went to Sizz's house, and he was fucking with dial-up. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So, hell. He would put the phone on the shit. And, like he was ahead of this. He was ahead of the wave early.
Always.
I mean,
he's very tech savvy.
Was it that episode when he said, "We're all nerds here"? And I think
of course,
he's a nerd.
Yeah.
And
he said,
and this is my thing, and I want to. This is my perception.
Because you a nerd don't have the right for you to hurt me.
I know, I understand. But I also think that when you are the front man, right, and you're the back man, and I see him as a studio background dude. Mm-hmm. I think inevitably a jealousy or anything happens that gets built up, and they see someone out there, they see this happening, and obviously he maybe plays scenarios in his head. I can't speak for him. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say is that a lot of emotion comes out. He does not know how to, I guess, from what you're saying, maturely voice it or express it to you. And wait. And what you get, like you said, in 90 seconds in, you get a tornado of fucking emotion. And then what I'm trying to say is that I think, I'm not trying to say it's solvable or anything like that.
So how do you deal?
Exactly.
How do you deal?
I don't have the answer.
How do you deal with a man that is uncontrollable, paranoid, emotional, other shit going on, probably fucking high, all that kind of stuff, right? How do you deal with it? If Joe Rizzo was Crooklyn Clan, he would have been on the road from the first show in Atlantic City. What else is there that I have to say to get that point across? But I cannot do. Could you do it?
Like I said, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Could you do it?
Nah. It's just hard.
Could you deal with that?
It would be difficult, but I would give it. Me personally, I would give it a shot. I had somebody that I called my brother for a long time, and this is going to be a 20-second story. that did me dirty to the point where I haven't even had my worst enemies treat me like this. And you know what? I backed the fuck up. You know, he was reaching out to me, and I would pay him no mind because I could sense the tone in his text. And I'm like, you're not ready to make this relationship work, and I'm not going to waste my time. And then one day, I fucking got this text. Long story short, our relationship now that we've addressed it, we probably have a better relationship now than we ever had in the last 25 years.
Well, my question is, you could deal with it once or twice. Could you deal with it on a regular basis?
This is the plain Jesus.
Could you do it? I could. You know something for Sizz internally with all these emails and doing this shit all the time, and I could deal with that. But you took it here. Yeah. Now you're trying to embarrass me and impede my power to make money. Mm-hmm. So what do you want from a man who is continually poisoning you and trying to hurt you? You want me to just continue being beat up and just go, oh, okay, and then, oh, okay. No, but that's the same. Would you tell the woman to stay with a dude who do that? So why would you tell me to do that?
Well, the only reason why we're saying it.
But I'm asking you, why would you tell me to do it?
Because I think maybe in time, things will.
But we've been doing this
This
been going on for almost 20 years, the same shit.
I just think there hasn't been an actual resolution.
You have to change within yourself.
I know. But that's
I'm willing to meet a man halfway anytime.
Right.
But you gotta come with that halfway. Joe Rizzo. I can sit with Joe Rizzo.
I know.
Any day.
I know. I don't mean to bring this back up. I'm just telling you from my point of view, and you may agree with me that I feel like you guys are family. Wait. And when I say that, I think family is worth fighting for, and it does take time. Like, there's times when on someone's deathbed a resolution comes through.
So we gotta wait until one of us die to get this resolution. Nobody's gonna be on stage, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying, man. Yeah. Listen, I even set up the negotiations for the tour with Elusive Touring and Mushroom in Australia, right? As we start fighting about this, he said, I don't give a fuck about shows. It ain't gonna never happen anyway. Fuck this. Bro, things don't happen right away with this kind of stuff. But you can't, as Riz said, we can't control them. Mm-hmm. So how do you work with a man? We've been going around and this man is about to go into bed because he's fucking been DJing in the sun. How are we going to handle this?
God damn it.
Yeah,
this sounds really crazy.
But I do agree because there were a lot of parallels between Sizz's him being a guest here and Scoop. A lot of things you see coming up. Yo, I love this guy. I love that guy. We're family. He knew my mom. When you see this mutual love, I mean, obviously there's some substantial wrinkles that need to be ironed out.
I would love to love him, but you cannot love someone who continually beats you up.
Honestly, I feel like it's been over 20 years.
I feel
it's
like
it doesn't seem like it's gonna.
I feel like if you guys
come together anytime soon.
I feel like if you guys embraced and hugged each other, it would be crazy.
I can't even get to. How can you embrace a man that tells you he's gonna fucking kill you on a podcast?
Doesn't mean he doesn't.
Yeah,
mean
but you can't do. But here's the thing: you can't do that because the people don't know that.
I think they know that.
No, man, no. This is fucking media, bro. When you say this, it's on the record now, bro.
I feel exactly.
How you gonna say that you had 100 goons in the club coming for me? I would never say that. I wouldn't say that shit to Bin Laden. So why would you do that to me? I ain't never do nothing for neither one of them but try to be forthright and real. I even took the loss with the millions that I could have made off CrooklynClan.net. Did I say anything? But you got this man out here attacking my character. What part of the game is that, man? Walk me through it.
There's so many moving parts to this saga. You know,
I think
there's a
it's
lot of
just
moving
sad.
parts.
Just walk me through it.
Aside
Walk
from the
me through it,
multitude of
brother.
personalities that you deal with between Joe, between Scoop, between Ed, and also all the legalities involved in the type of music that was being made.
But you know
all
something?
the loopholes.
I don't
You
I
want
mean,
to hit? You want to hit something?
I don't
bro?
even know if I wanted to know all this information
But you
about
got
Be
it.
Faithful.
But you got it. But you got it now. You got it. But you got it.
I'm gonna listen to Be Faithful and fucking cry every time I hear it in the nightclub.
You got it.
I'm
You got it.
you, it's fucking hurt. I don't want to put my hands up anymore.
Here's the thing. Here's the fly shit. And we're
About the $100.
We're gonna leave on this note. Here's the fly shit. Here's the fly shit. We're gonna leave on this note. We're gonna walk out the door on this note, and y'all give me this or whatever y'all gonna do. Because this shit is, to edit this is going to be like fucking editing Avatar.
It's gonna take me a long time, but I'm the one that edits that shit.
Because I'm gonna do my own.
It's a
editing.
good thing you got his dick rubbed from your records. Otherwise,
forget your,
My
I
man.
don't even want to look down there. Just that's your dick. You do what you want with it. Here's the thing. Here's the interesting part.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Rizzo has never done anything to me. So where's the problem? Again, I'm gonna say this for the millionth time. If Joe Rizzo was Crooklyn Clan, we'd probably all be sitting here laughing right now. This is a man that I'm not afraid to say, I fucking cried like a bitch. Tears. I ain't afraid to say it. I love that man.
I mean, I've never met anyone who didn't love Riz.
Listen, I love him. I love him. He's instrumental in changing my life. He changed my brother's life. Him and Sizza. But you can't do this to me, bro. You cannot do this to me. Just like I changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, whatever, however, we will be in the Rap Hall of Fame for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan is a phrase that fucking Hillary Clinton know.
Facts.
Madeleine Albright, whoever the fuck, Tony Blair, Theresa May, fucking Kim Jong-il knows that shit. I put it on my fucking life that Kim Jong-il knows. If you said Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, Kim Jong will at least get this. That little motherfucker.
he's the only man in North Korea that's heard it.
Obama know it. I don't fuck with Trump, but Trump know it. He knows it. Pick it. LeBron James know it. Michael Jordan know it.
Yeah,
Everybody knows.
Everybody know it.
it was a fucking. The records are fucking.
So
famous, man.
I'm stuck to them for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
When I made that phrase, Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, I didn't even know what I was doing. I said it to Flex, and Flex looked at me and said, "Yeah, that's kind of nervous." And I was like, "Yo, but it's both our names, bro." And look at where we at today with that.
Mm-hmm.
End of story. Good night.
Scoop, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Fucking,
Scoop.
how long were we here for? No clapping. We not in Hollywood. We not
Almost 3 hours.
good. It's real though.
T-Miles can come now, right?
Huh?
He's right in time for
T-Miles, yeah.
Nah, he's off at 3.
He's got another hour and
He's off at 3.
3 o'clock. Scoop, one last
Scoop, take
question.
a nap. We'll finish
on
this
the
at 4.
record or off the record?
On the record.
Eddie brought it up to me earlier before you came through, and I actually totally forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Big Al.
Big Ali.
Big Ali.
Big Ali.
What about him?
I mean,
You were obviously
a
a
sense
massive
of inspiration
inspiration.
for Big Ali.
All right. Big Ali is.
And we're talking about the Bob Sinclair
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
that
Big Ali is the best.
Everybody dance now.
Big Ali is the best friend of my DJ, my syndicated radio DJ Mr. Vince. So I've known about Big Ali forever.
Oh.
So I've known about him. I understand. I spoke to Big Ali like 2 days ago.
Interesting. Okay.
At this point, man, he's got to do what he did. That's what he did. You could say flattery is the biggest form of admiration. So I'm his father when it comes to this. I'm Big Ali's
Right,
father.
like Cool was.
And just like Cool is my father, and fucking Dougie is Cool's father, and Brucey B and Love Bug Starsky are their father, and Hollywood is everybody's father. It is what it is. Right. Okay. If I can bow my head like a man and say I give it up to the next man, Ali could do the same.
Cool.
Scoop, cool. I think we all are really, really grateful for you to come through. And we're actually, and I'm grateful to hear your side.
I don't know how long this fucking interview is going to be.
And to hear your side of it.
Listen, you put this as a box set. Right. This is like Avatar.
You got to do this shit right. Box set. You got to do this shit right.
It's like Avatar 1 and 2. It's like a fucking saga, man.
It's a saga.
They gonna listen though. They gonna listen.
It might be a two-parter.
Yeah.
Listen,
and Scoop, they're gonna hear your side and hear your truth. And I really appreciate. And I will admit that I was playing devil's advocate a lot with you. But it's just because that I wanted some answers and information that I didn't want this to end and be like, damn, I should have asked.
You want to know something?
What I mean? Yeah.
You know something? As I said when I hit you guys on Instagram,
right.
Don't hold back. Give me everything you got, because I don't want you to come in here and fluff me over. Because then the people say, well, whoa, he got fluffed over. Mm-hmm. Nah, you got something. You bring it to the table, and you are totally right about Apple and Spotify. Listen, we could go in there and I'm sure we will find mistakes. But I think a lot of this has to do, you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
I think a lot of why it says Fatman Scoop, honestly, hand to God, is because I'm the most relevant out of the three of them. So when the young kids or whoever's typing this in, just go, oh, Fatman Scoop. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I worked for that, okay? But at the same time, I don't want it. I want it to say Crooklyn Clan. Because it needs to say Crooklyn Clan. Mm-hmm. Because they were there to do it. Because without them, it wouldn't be no Fatman Scoop Crooklyn Clan. I don't want to take I don't need your piece like that. What I will say is that in my history, you will be removed. So I'm not shouting you out no more. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about it in interviews. In my personal history, you gotta be removed because you show no respect to me. I don't need you to bend down or do whatever, but just show me some fucking respect, like somebody who broke bread with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And listen, I know the music industry.
I mean, we're here with you right now. We can see the pain that what the fuck he said, and you know how much much it hurt you.
This shit is terrible.
Yeah.
How do you treat your friends like this? Mm-hmm. What did I do to get this one? I can prove the paperwork. I can show the paperwork.
I think it goes beyond that.
Hold on, you can throw Fatman Scoop's greatest hits. I can throw CrooklynClan.net. We got a bunch of shit going on. I mean,
but besides the money though, we see like
I don't care about the money. And guess what? Let's be real about it.
Yeah.
They made million or whatever the number was. Whatever the percentage of that could get me out of my alimony. I could use that. But I don't cry. I don't complain. I just get out here and work. Because you ain't getting shit from complaining. But more complaints. You ain't getting shit out of being angry and negative, but being more bitter. Mm-hmm. SZA ain't stopping this express. Because it's God. He ain't stopping it. With anything he do, he's not stopping it. Because it was done, it's God's work. And I hate to, I know people gonna think I'm like fucking, not the bishop of the Catholic Church. That's the kids. That's the kids here. I'm not touching no kids. They're gonna think I'm Creflo Dollar or Fred Price or something. Right. But I honestly believe in God. The things that I say, man. I did this for Kendall. I ain't do it for me. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm winning. You can't stop this, bro. And every time you stop this, every time you have negative energy, a Yellow Claw is going to call me. Anytime you have negative energy, Khaled's going to call me. He was saying that Cool was on the Khaled tour. Bro, my brother is part of his team. You don't think I could have been on that? Are you kidding me? I talk to Nasty all the time. We were trying to figure out days I could come out. I'm working overseas. I missed the Chicago. I missed the Atlanta. I missed the fucking New York. I missed all of them because I'm working. DJ Kool, I'm going to leave y'all on this. This is the last one. He said that he came up with the DJ Kool record, right? He said, I came up with
it was It Takes Scoop.
Right. It Takes
Scoop. The name. Yeah.
I'm gonna deal with those two issues. The record It Takes Scoop because we had to deal with Def Jam. It was Fatman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan album. Mm-hmm. It wound up becoming Fatman Scoop album. So what we gonna call It Takes Kool on a Fatman Scoop album? How we gonna do that? Now, It Takes Kool, and I even cleared that with Kool. I told Kool, yo, this is what I'm doing. Ba 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 ba. Everybody knows that record. It Takes Kool. I'm not running from it. The way that record came about is I had met Kool. I had done records and stuff like that. By now I'm Fatman Scoop. I'm legit Fatman Scoop. So now I'm running. Walt Reader Jr., who is DJ Kool's booking agent, was booking me too. So I wound up naturally meeting Kool. We were talking about stuff that we could do. It's like, yo, we should do a record together. And he was like, yo, I got It Takes Two. And he had the routine, he had everything. And he said, yo, let's go record it. I think it was like in Raleigh, North Carolina or something. We went and recorded it. When I heard the record, it was good. But I went to him, I said, yo, the Clan is going to put the hand of Jesus on this right here. Trust me. They're going to put it down. So the reason I wanted to do, when he came to me with It Takes Two, the reason I wanted to do that is because of this. I had a personal connection to the record. R.O.A.D bass came up in the same clique as I did. It was us, R.O.A.D bass, a bunch of other unknown artists that you won't know, but they were that. We had, when it was me, Steve D, and Sean C, back then you had the vinyl, right? Of the breaks. We were going to use the It Takes Two record to make a song. DJ Easy Rock, who was R.O.A.D bass's DJ, came over one day. His name was Skip. Skip came over one day and he was like, we were listening to the record and stuff. Skip was like, oh, yo, I need to borrow that record. And we were like, oh, yeah, we do, because we're going to do this, right? He said, oh, yeah, I'm going to use the other side. 4 weeks later, we turned on the radio and heard It Takes Two. And was like, oh, shit. Right? R.O.A.D bass went on to have a hell of a career with that record. Okay? I don't take nothing from R.O.A.D because I love R.O.A.D like a brother. That don't got nothing to do with him. And I don't even know if he crazy. I don't even know if Rob even knew about it. Who cares?
So you didn't know he was gonna use that beat?
We didn't know. Wow. We gave Skip said, yo, can I borrow the record? And we said, yeah, we're gonna use, because we were in there listening. Ask Steve D, ask Sean C, he'll tell you.
You know what's so funny? It was an interview, and he claims that he didn't use the break off that record. He claimed that he had the original.
Go do your homework, please.
No, I'm just saying. Even the guy that did the Breakbeat compilation, Lucky Breakbeat Lou,
yeah.
he even said it. He was like, "Yo," he confronted him, and Easy Rock was like, "Nah, I got this off of the original vinyl."
This is what happened, and I'm not here to dirty up Skip name because I love Skip too. I came to a place about it. I was like, "Yo, it wasn't for me." That's what I'm talking about. I'm the guy that, like, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. Mm-hmm. So when the opportunity came to do that record, I felt like I was coming home. I was like, yo, I'm coming home. Let me do this record. Please let me do this record, Cole. And you know something? The record became a fucking hit. To this day, I do it. To this day, they play it.
You still play it.
So when God got a plan for you, it's going to happen anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm sounding like a televangelist in here, but I believe in what I'm saying,
I think there's a lot of Christian breakbeats that they could just sample from here.
Yeah, they could make a Jesus album off this. Jesus Part 1.
It's going to be like 30 house records.
This is Fatman Scoop. Jesus Part 1. Let's go. Right? We doing this in Jesus' name. Let's do it. One time. Let's go, God. Let's go, God.
Bless yourself. Bless yourself.
We can do all kinds of stuff. But that was the truth. That was the truth behind that record. And that's
Wow,
that's
That's so
Yeah, that's just amazing.
Yeah, I would vibe the Let's Go God. I think you just created
Let's
some-
go, God.
You better go record that shit.
Bring it back, God. Holy Ghost, bring it back.
Holy Ghost, bring it back.
So minus all the bullshit.
Yo, please make a song. Please, like call Kurt Franklin.
If you got more than $5 in your pocket, put it in the basket.
It's wild because I've been going back and forth with Ty Tribbett. I don't know if you know who Ty Tribbett is. Ty Tribbett is a big gospel artist too. Like I met him on the plane twice. I talked to him. We just haven't got to the point that we did a record, but I feel like it's only right to do that kind of record. As long as I have the right intentions in my heart when I do it, all good. As long as I'm not fake, I'm good. Maybe I'll make a record called In Jesus' Name.
There you go.
You should, man.
Yeah.
You should.
But that's
Something to
it.
think about, man.
Be
That's
really
it.
faithful.
And I want to thank you guys for coming, for allowing me to come. Because if anything, I can at least have therapy on my own for 4 hours with this shit.
Yeah.
But I will say this is gonna be like editing the Avatar box set.
I know.
It's
I'm
just,
gonna have super fun with this one.
but the problem is, I felt I needed to address this. Because the longer you go on and you don't say nothing, it's looked at as if it's okay.
Right.
I would not be sitting in this chair if I was in the wrong. I would have took my punk ass back to New York and went and had a salad and mind my business. But I'm not gonna let nobody dirty up my name if I'm in the right.
And you know what? We appreciate the high regard that you have for DJs. You know, and I think and you, obviously you worked with them earlier in your career, so you understood how important they were. And I think.
Bro, don't nothing move without you.
We're a bullshit podcast. I mean, we're small and we're just a bunch
just
of
getting
DJs.
started.
We're just But I think you coming on here, we have a lot of respect for you, and despite what you may think of me with my devil's advocate review,
bro, I respect you because you have the guts to say it. Okay, let's be honest here. This podcast is small. If I wanted to be a dick, I could take this to like DJ Envy. He's my next door neighbor. Envy is the one who got me into buying houses in Jersey. He's my man. He went to school with my brother. I could take it to Big Boy. Big Boy has been my man for years. I could take it to Sway in the Morning. Sway is my dude for God knows how long. I could take it to 30 different places that I could get more traction. But this is important because this is about DJs. DJs watch this shit. Without the DJ, you don't have nothing. Nothing. You have nothing. Because we could do what we want, but if that DJ don't make the decision to put your shit on, you are finished.
Yeah.
Period. And fuck the big DJs that we all know. It's you guys. Because you the one in the lounge. You the one in the sports arena. You the one in the fucking club. You the one opening, closing, all that shit. You the one that has the power to play the shit twice a night. The big DJs don't do that. They put it out there, but they go home. So to me, it was very important to do that. In Jesus' name, I'm out of here. I see y'all later. I done spoke about Jesus how much? It's probably about 35 Jesus quotes.
A lot of Jesus royalties.